Neo's got the mic, he's taking charge. Carl's geeking out, his knowledge large. Ryan's dropping facts like a game pro. On Party Chat, we'll steal the show. Plug in your headphones, feel the beat. Talking games with passion can't be beat. From launch parties to quests untold, Party Chat's the place to be, we're bold.
Favorite games of all time, pixelated worlds and icy climbs, controllers and joysticks we adore. Level up with us, there's so much more. Plug in your headphones, feel the beat. Talking games with passion can't be beat. From launch parties to quests untold, Party Chat's the place to be, we're bold.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Happy Tuesday. It is time for another episode of Party Chat, and we got a full panel here tonight, which is good. Ryan, glad to have you back. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm good, and I think I'm on the right microphone now.
You sound much better now.
Outstanding. Dude, I love the new intro. That's awesome.
I wanted to say that until you were here, but you've missed the beginning of a lot of episodes, so I just had to start using it. But
you're good, man. I like it. I love it. It's great.
So, Carl, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing better. I was sick all weekend and on Thanksgiving and before that because apparently I married Typhoid Mary, so she got me sick.
Well, based on what you messaged me the other day, it does sound like that you're doing better than you were. So glad to hear you're on. Things are looking up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a guest first time on Party Chat. I met him recently because he's a friend of Nerdporia Lifeform, and I was like, oh, I got to have this guy on for open mic, and had him on a while back, and he's a great dude. And I was like, hey, you want to come on Party Chat? He's like, absolutely. So we got Jay Bongo joining us for Party Chat tonight. What's up, Jay Bongo?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here.
So
excited.
Like myself, he's a big fan of the Metroid franchise and a big fan of Mega Man as well. So we get along well. So glad to have you guys all here and have a full panel again. So all right. So before we get into our topics, I like to go around the horn here and just give everyone a chance to kind of talk a little about what they've been playing lately. So Jay Bongo, what have you been playing lately, or have you had any time to play anything?
I have actually. I've been combining my stream time and play time. So I've been trying to make it through Metroid Prime 2 again.
That's right.
The goal was to get through 2 and 3, but I'm still really really to streaming. So a lot of time has been taking up of me figuring out OBS and multi-streaming and all that fun stuff. And the Prime Hack emulator is really finicky. So I've lost a lot of footage to it.
Oh, okay. I've not used Prime Hack, but I know of it.
Yeah, so I've been playing that. I've been enjoying it greatly when it all works. So, yeah.
So, are you planning on playing Prime 4 on Thursday?
Unfortunately, I can't really afford to purchase it right now. So, it's going to have to just wait a bit. It'll give me time to get through Prime 2 and 3 again. I kind of want to, I do want to get through them both because I want to have I want them to be fresh in my mind when I play through 4. So, I'll do what I can to avoid spoilers, but it's the internet, so
yes, that can be tough. All right, totally understandable. So, Ryan, what have you been playing lately?
Other than with my balls? No, I'm kidding.
Yes, other than that,
the game of life. I'm a very busy person. All of a sudden, I
was gonna say I haven't seen any Top Gun Tuesday in a while.
No, well, that's because basically.
You beat the game.
No, I haven't beat the game. StreamYards took a giant snot on everything. So
Oh,
when you share your screen, doesn't matter what you're doing, you hear an echo. It's not just gaming, which I thought it was. It's everything.
oh, that's
Uh,
a pain.
but anyway, long story short, yeah, no, I took over the mortgage to my family home that I grew up in, and taking care of basically, well, I have, dad's truck to take care of now, my car. Mom can't live by herself. She lives here now, and and I take care of her car. And on top of that, my nephew is 16 years old and he's driving dad's Mustang. And so I take care of that too. So I have very little time to, oh, and I fix stuff around the house. So
Yeah, so it doesn't sound like you got much on your plate right now.
no, not at all. I fixed the dishwasher because the rack fell out, the top rack fell out and last night. And then just last week, yeah, there was a section of the floor in the garage that was coming up to trim. Basically it's sharp and I had to it's always something.
Always
apparently,
something.
apparently a house it's worse to take care of than an apartment.
It's another kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Joys of home ownership.
I find ways to try to, fit in YouTube, and it sucks. I haven't been here. It really sucks. I've tried several times, and then I'm like, I pass out on the couch. Seriously. So anyway, good to be here. My
Glad
side
you're
life
here.
is short. Let's just have fun.
Glad you were able to make it. So, Carl, what have you been playing lately?
Well, I got the platinum trophy for the Mass Effect remake over the weekend.
I saw that. That's awesome. I still haven't played Legendary Edition, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I had a lot of weird glitches. I'm not gonna lie. Just like a random dead guy that like his rifle came to life and was attacking me in one of the like scenes. The Mako was just getting like randomly stuck in the ground, like the quicksand hit it and stuff. I don't know. I've been having like some weird issues with like my PlayStation recently. Because I also then went to play some Ghost of Yote and I found an unkillable enemy.
Awesome.
Like I literally was whacking on this guy for like 10 minutes, and you could clip that out of context because that'll be funny. But I posted a video on there, and I'm just like, this guy hunted me down and still wouldn't die. And it's just like this man just doesn't want to go down. But besides that, I've been focusing more on just keeping up with my daily Xbox grind. So I've been playing a lot of Age of Mythology.
Okay.
As you've seen in our little challenge, I've beaten a couple of the DLCs, expansions. Now I'm currently working my way through the China one. So every day you get X amount of points for playing Game Pass games on PC and
right.
Xbox.
The rewards points.
Yeah, so I've been ranking up through those. I get basically a point a day, and that's been my PC game. Then after that, I've been playing mostly Dave the Diver now that it's on Xbox because that game's the GOAT and everyone should play it. Love that game very much. Awesome game. It's
Carl loves this game. He's gifted it to like a bunch of people, myself included, but I haven't played it yet. But I'm going to be changing that soon.
Yeah.
Is it an indie game?
Yeah, it's published by I think Krafton or one of those Korean companies. Nexon? No, it's Nexon is the publisher, but the dev team is very small. It's called Mint Rocket, and it's only a $20 game. It goes on sale quite a lot. It's now on everything, so PC.
Nice.
It's a great handheld game, very easy pick up and play. And I'll say this: whatever you think the game is, it will constantly keep surprising you, especially for the price point. I love this game so much. So, of course, I've bought in on everything. I bought all the DLC. They have crossovers with Godzilla. They got crossovers with other smaller games like Dredge and even a Yakuza crossover. So,
Which he also is a big fan of Yakuza.
huge fan of that. So, like I said, I've been having a lot of fun with that. And then I've also been kind of putt-putting between like Recore and Prototype.
I love that game.
Yeah, I've been kind of bouncing back and forth between that. And then I'm also trying to finish up the Fuga series.
Melody of Steel.
Yeah, Melody of Steel. I'm on the sequel right now, number 2. I don't know if it has a byline for that one. I'm almost done with it. I'm on like the final stretch. I think there's only 12 chapters usually in these games, and I'm on chapter 10.
Do those? Because I know of the name, but like gameplay wise, are they similar to Advance Wars?
The best way I can describe it to everyone, it's like a visual novel slash side scroller slash turn based RPG.
Okay,
Yeah,
interesting combo of genres.
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
Jeez.
it's interesting. It's a very interesting story. Like I like AC makes fun of me because it's like, oh, it's the furry game, and like yes, they are animal people, but it's basically the long and short of it is like kids discovering the horrors of war. And there is a mechanic in this game where you can sacrifice one of the kids to try to defeat a boss, but then it messes up your whole morale system and stuff. It's a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. It got 3 games, and I was curious because Game Pass was carrying them for a while, but then I saw the really cool collector's edition for it, and I bought it, and now I'm playing them, and I'm like, wow, I'm pleasantly surprised with them.
All right, awesome. So as for myself, over Metroidvania Monday, I finished up getting 100% in Prince Persia Lost Crown. Not yesterday, last Monday I finished it up, and that game is fantastic. If you like Metroidvanias and you haven't played it, play Prince Persia Lost Crown. The game is amazing. The DLC was terrible though. If you don't care about 100%, skip the DLC. It was awful. But the game itself was fantastic, and I had to re-rank my top 5 Metroidvanias because of this game. It was that good. And then the main 2 things I've been playing is I've been playing Anthem every day, little bits here and there to get that taken care of before it closes next month. I just like an hour ago got my second to last achievement, so I'm getting really close to finishing it because the last achievement. So like ratio wise, like all the achievements are maybe like 2.5 ratio, or from 1 to 2.5, and there's a jump. Like the last achievement's like a 7.5 ratio because it's a tedious slog of collecting items all around the large open world map. So at this point, it's a great podcast game to just listen to stuff and go around and collect the items. Although I do have to have in order to do that, I have to have a second screen, so a video showing where all the items are located, because they only show up on your compass when you're within like 100 feet of them or less. So if you're getting a late start and you're going to try to knock it out before it closes in about 6 weeks, anytime you see a question mark on your compass, always go to that question mark no matter what you're doing. Always prioritize that before you finish anything that you're doing. And that'll really save you a lot of time on the back end of having to go around the world and collect items. But yeah, so that item collection achievement is the only one I have left. And I'll probably talk about this more later because it is the answer to one of my questions. But I think this game got more hate than it deserved. So I will leave it at that. But the other one that I've been playing a lot of is I put it in our Carl's Discord for our gaming challenge, because I was playing a lot of other games lately that were just really getting me frustrated. And I was like, I need a palate cleanser to just like chill out and relax. So I played one of my favorite cozy games, and a lot of people would be like, that's a cozy game. And so I did another run through of one of my favorite games of the last decade, and that's Subnautica. So I think that's like my 13th time I've beaten it. And I just needed something to like chill out, because a lot of these games I've been playing were just like frustrating the crap out of me. So played through it again, and that was great, because I think I beat it like 4 or 5 times last year, and it's like I haven't, almost at the end of the year, and I haven't played it yet. So it's like, another playthrough to add to the list before the end of the year. So that's basically what I've been playing.
I do have to ask a question for our guest. Is that a legitimate background?
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it is. Sorry.
It is.
It is this is my garage.
It's not a green screen, but he does have the blur effect on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a slight blur effect. I didn't like the way, like,
Dude, take the blur effect off. That looks awesome. If that's
Okay,
your
cool.
legitimate garage, come on, man. Be proud.
I don't know how to take the blur off now that we've started, but whatever. This is my office, my wife's office, kids' playroom, and there's a bunch of tools around here too. So it's like everything you need in one area.
Carl, you're the tech expert. Why don't you help him figure out how to turn the blur off?
Yeah, unplug and plug it back in.
So,
I hear someone's Discord.
I heard it too.
That was
It's
me.
definitely
Sorry.
not me, because I don't really ever use Discord.
Yeah, I when we first started doing this, I was messaging Ryan on Discord, and he wasn't ever responding. He's like, "Dude, if you want to get a hold of me, you got to message me on Twitter." I'm like, "All right." So I don't ever bother messaging him on Discord anymore.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, first topic on the agenda for tonight is one that's been. What's that?
Angry Canadian said you can only do better than Ryan streaming from his Afghani bunker.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. I forgot to say hi to the chat. So I see Angry Canadians in chat, who is the rounds out our 3-person team on our gaming channel. Angry Canadian, Carl, and I.
Mm-hmm.
So good to see you, Canadian. Hope you're doing well this afternoon.
I'm pretending to be Afghani because there's an American flag. I just looked apart.
So I think it's afternoon for you. So good afternoon, sir. And Ando is here saying, "Yo, what's up, Ando? Good to see you." So yeah, you can only do better than Ryan's stream from his Afghani bunker. His background's not that bad. I mean, he's got cool lights.
I think it's more about my facial features and the fact that I look like. Yeah, the beard is thick. Trust me.
I don't see the camcorders in the background.
And he's not wearing a turban.
He could be. We don't know.
I mean, don't tempt me. I'll try to find one.
I know you would.
He's gonna look like the puppet from Team America. Durka.
Mama Jihad.
So, all right. So now we'll get into our first topic for tonight, and this is one that's been put off for us. Telling Jay Bongo backstage that this one was originally planned for last episode, which was it was originally going to be on Veterans Day. And Carl's like, "Hey, we should have a military-themed question for Veterans Day." I'm like, "That's a great idea." But then I had some car trouble, wasn't able to make it, so we pushed that back a week. And then that was our previous episode, and Ryan wasn't able to make it, so unfortunately. So I saved that one for this tonight because I wanted Ryan to be here for this one since he is a veteran. So tonight we're talking about our favorite military games, and it doesn't have to be a traditional military game like a first-person shooter. It could be basically anything that's military, but not something that's like fake or sci-fi, like Halo or Mass Effect or like the futuristic Call of Duties. Older Call of Duties would definitely count, and it doesn't have to be a first-person shooter. It could be, like an RTS. So somewhat real. It could also be fiction. It doesn't have to be actual something that happened, but as long as it's like within the realm of possibility. So, Ryan, glad that you're back. And since you were in the military, happy belated Veterans Day. Since
thank you.
Like I said, this got postponed. But curious from you if you have any favorite military games.
I do. I'm gonna have 2 honorable mentions because you know what, Call of Duty used to be a lot better when it first came out.
I haven't played Black Ops 7 yet, but I haven't heard anything good about it.
Yeah, I own Black Ops 6 because my friend and her and I have taken a little hiatus due to personal reasons on my part and her part. Anyway, no, I haven't heard anything good about Black Ops 7. Black Ops 6 is fine. It's a lot of fun, but the classic will forever and always be as an honorable mention, and there's 2 of them. Is Medal of Honor, World War II, of course, because that's how it started, and Call of Duty started with World War II.
Okay, I was like, because there is, what is it? Call of Duty World War II was the name of an actual game, but you're talking about the original Call of Duty.
The original Call, yeah, because they
took place in World War II.
Yeah, they took place in World War II. So the reason Call of Duty actually had a game called World War II is because they tried to go back to their roots. Again, because people. Look, you can love the modern warfare games. I don't care. That's fine. You do you. They're ass. They're nothing but a bag of ass. They suck. They're horrible. Quite frankly, they should
Are you talking about all the modern warfares or the rebooted modern warfares?
All of them.
Okay.
They're all ass. They're all ass. They never have happened. Okay. But the one game, and this was before I was in the military, was a PlayStation 2 game. Actually, it might have been right after the military. Was called Conflict Desert Storm.
Oh, I know of that game. Never played it.
Yeah, and that is something you can find on Steam. You can still play it to this day. It is an incredible game. It's a lot of fun, and it takes place during the conflict of Desert Storm. And I think
Desert Storm was a PS2 game.
Yep. I think it is actually something that it is on my gaming PC right now that I want to actually play the whole entire way through. Again, because I did, and it had a multiplayer aspect, which was awesome. For the PlayStation 2, I don't think you can do that on Steam. I don't think it's but yeah. And Forgotten Music said, I prefer Medal of Honor to Call of Duty. I do too. I really do too.
Is
I
that
think Call of Duty.
CJP? I haven't seen CJP in a long time. What's up, dude? Glad to see you back.
Yeah, I think Call of Duty has lost its way.
When they're trying to emulate Fortnite, it's like, what are you even doing?
Yeah, what? Oh God, I saw
Is it only because of the emulation of Fortnite, or like how has it lost its way? I'm not into those games, so
Battlefield 7 had basically a giant monster man.
Black Ops 7.
Yeah, Black Ops 7 had a giant monster man show up, and after you defeat him, spoilers if you want to play the game, there's a giant metal thing, a metal shard of a giant vehicle or something like that, container, and there's a cybernetic black woman who has a cybernetic arm and leg, and she does this in front of the protagonist and his friend that he's trying to protect, and it deflects off her arm like it's.
I saw the clip and the summit.
She's still human.
It's just like, did she become Captain America? It's like, no, you idiot. That's the Winter Soldier who's got the metal arm.
Yeah, like she's still human. She's just cybernetically enhanced with the arm and the leg. She's not superhuman. This is not a superhero show or game, and she just goes boom, and it bounces. I'm like, oh God, get out of here! I can't do it.
Those games, I always assumed they were more grounded in like.
You would think
reality
so.
of it.
Was this the new Black Ops?
This is the new Black Ops 7.
It's new Black Ops 7. That's why I said Modern Warfare is ass from the very first one to all of them going through. You ruined it. It sucks. It's stupid. I can't.
I give a little leeway to like the Black Ops stuff though, because it's supposed to be kind of a little psychedelic and all that, MK Ultra and all that.
I know
stuff.
a lot of people say Black Ops 2 is like the best one. So
it's the best-selling Xbox 360 game too.
By far, and the reason is that because it was still called Nazi Zombies. They took out the one part because
that Ryan liked the Nazis.
Exactly. Because kid. My heart goes out to you.
He's like, I bought this uniform for nothing.
Dude, that guy on Halloween who had a legitimate uniform, shout out to that guy. That guy went nuts.
He was jealous. He was like, I can't even get a real armband, and it works that good. Mine's just duct tape.
It's red duct tape.
It's just red duct tape.
So, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you know what? Call of Duty has lost its way. So that's why I say the original Call of Duty game. The first one, the second one, Medal of Honor, and but my pick is going to be Conflict Desert Storm because it's a legitimate game based on a legitimate war, and it was basically there were two games. The first one was great, incredible.
When did it come out? When were those games made?
I think somewhere in the neighborhood of probably about 2005-ish. The first one, I believe.
Early 2000s, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a guess off the top of my head.
Let's see here. What was it? The original Medal of...
No.
Honor was a PS1 game. So
Conflict Desert Storm.
Yeah, the Conflict Desert Storm was PS2.
Yep.
I'm waiting for my stupid thing to load. Let's see here. No, Medal of Honor, and I get, of course, like the actual Medal of Honor game release date. Let's see here. I want to see when that
Medal of Honor also had a re-release to try to get back to the roots. It was better, but it just wasn't what we wanted.
Why are these not in order?
That's funny. No one ever talks about Brothers in Arms. They just always forget about that game.
Original Medal of Honor was November of '99.
Conflict Desert Storm.
The original PS1.
A few Game Boy Advance entries.
Released in 2002. Conflict Desert
Storm was 2002.
On PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, and Microsoft Windows was released in 2002.
All
I love
right.
it. It's great.
There you go.
It's got a soldier's basically silhouetted in the background, and it's got the American flag because god damn it, we're fucking American.
Yep. And the original Call of Duty was October 2003. So they're all within a couple years of each other.
Yep.
So cool. All right. What about you, J-Mongo? You got any favorite military games?
Yeah, I was trying to. I realized I hadn't played very many. I was gonna go with.
I had to look through mine. I was like, I haven't played a lot either.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Age of Empires. I guess if that counts. But when Ryan started talking, I actually did play Medal of Honor Frontline. That was the first one I played. I don't know why it's one of the only Medal of Honor games I played, but I remember really enjoying it. I had it for the GameCube.
Okay.
I had a GameCube back then.
Nothing wrong with GameCube.
Yeah, GameCube was great.
Also, I think Age of Empires counts, man, because that's
Okay.
based on historical accuracy, and I love those games. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember playing Medal of Honor Frontline in that first level, the Normandy beach, and I love the stories of games, and I didn't think it was in any way disrespectful, but I remember my mom came in and saw it, and she's like, "Oh, they made a video game about this, about D-Day," and to her it was like, "Why would they do that?" But I had like the opposite. I was like, "Wow, this is a new way to see this and understand what happened."
I think, quite frankly, the fact that kids in modern day don't understand history, I think games have lost that because, playing a video game, 6 Days in Fallujah is another great one. It's more recent.
That one went through development hell.
It went through development hell because people are like going, "This is sick. This is gross." They're legitimate stories from actually the first days in Fallujah, and no, the family members went, "No, they're telling the story of the people we love. Make the game." And it went through 7 years of development hell. Yes, you know what? War is not pretty, and quite frankly, if you can honor that through a video game and tell the stories, tell the fucking stories. Sorry, Neo, I know it's non-swearing channel, but we're talking about veteran stuff, so you know what? We all swear like sailors.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only Medal of Honor I played was the original Medal of Honor on PlayStation 1 at a friend's house once, and we had a lot of fun with it. And I did, for anyone who knows Medal of Honor better, did Medal of Honor also have a D-Day beach storming level? Because I think I remember playing
they
that on
did.
the original Medal of Honor.
Was it in the second one?
It was the one on the PS2. Yeah, that's the first level actually.
Yeah, because the first
it was
Medal of
probably
Honor
that one then. I thought it was PS1,
Yeah.
but it might have been PS2.
Yeah, the first one I believe was on PlayStation 1. The second one I believe was on PS2.
It was on PlayStation 1.
It's I could be wrong, but I think we also unlocked a cheat code where we could play as a raptor. Does that sound accurate?
No idea.
Where
about
I
that
remember
one.
playing Medal of Honor as a raptor.
I think it does, yeah, because it was around the time of Jurassic Park, obviously. So
Whichever one that was, I'm pretty sure that's the one I played.
I remember cheat codes.
I think that's the first one,
Games
yeah.
of the past.
Yeah, that's a topic that Ryan mentioned. I think he actually was in chat on one of my Metroidvania Monday streams. I'm like, oh, that'll be a great topic for a party chat. We haven't done it yet, though.
Y'all remember the Game Shark?
I got my Game Shark in my N64 case underneath my bed with all my N64
God,
games.
that was
absolutely. All right, Carl, what about you?
Yeah, I was just looking this up. If you typed in your name as S. Spielberg, you can play as a raptor.
Oh, in Medal, was that the first Medal of Honor?
Yeah, for the PS1.
For PS1. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was PS1.
For me, like my favorite military game of all time is Rome Total War, obviously.
Oh, okay.
I still play that game to this very day, the 2005 version. It is very fun, just to form up these armies and how detailed that they got with the positioning and stuff like that. If you watch a lot of old school tactics videos from like the History Channel day, they used to have actually Rome Total War was the engine they used to show off these tactics, believe it or not.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so like they would recreate like the Boudica fight, and they would actually have the Rome Total War figures in there. They would recreate the fall of the Spartans at Thermopylae and everything. It's pretty fun. to say the least. I love the Total War series, especially because you could do a whole bunch of troop movements, formations. You can basically recreate a lot of famous battles too because they actually have some of them. Obviously, it's not like super 100% accurate because they're just running into each other and just stabbing. So not exactly the same, but generally speaking, that's the best one for the old ancient battles. But I'm a big fan of Call of Duty World at War because it's a really good spectacle game. Because it takes you to all the different theaters of World War II. So you play as a
Yep.
Russian, you play as the Americans, Polish tank operators, gunners fighting the Japanese.
Yep.
It's really good.
You
And
fight
this,
in Iwo Jima, and that's wild.
yeah, and every time you die, there's a quote from a famous World War II leader, and also they use actual footage from showing off Hitler and Stalin, Mussolini, and everyone spliced in there. And at the end of the game, it has that really good message of how many people actually died in World War II and everything else like that. I appreciate the extra mile that they put into that game.
Okay. When you're talking about Rome Total War, it's I know you're a big fan of the historical RTSs, and I know you've talked a lot about Age of Empires, but I don't think I've heard you mention Rome Total War before. But I figured you were probably a fan of that one as well.
Well, if I could go on a tangent, I did a whole show with Nasmer of us talking about our love for creative assembly.
Oh,
and the Total War, IP in general, because they go with medieval Total War, they go into the Warhammer stuff as well. There's Shogun Total War 2 where you fight in feudal Japan and stuff like that. There's whole different expansions. There's one where you play as Alexander the Great and you have to beat the game in a certain time limit to coincide with his lifespan.
Oh, I think I remember watching that. Just get all these games mixed up since I haven't played them all myself.
Yeah, there's really fun ones. There's Napoleon Total War 2, which I think is a really good second one too. So if you want to play in the Napoleonic era and fight with muskets and tactics like that, moving cannons around, really good game. They're just fun. Creative Assembly also did the Halo Wars 2 game.
Really?
Yeah.
Ensemble didn't do both of them?
Ensemble went under after the first game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Microsoft closed them down after that.
The remastered version is on Steam and it's on sale for $7.
Don't play the remastered.
Oh, you don't like the remastered?
It's got a lot of glitches and bugs. It adds a couple cool things, you could change your capital city around, which you can't do in the original. But it just has a lot of issues that I've been running into. So I just play the 2005 one.
Okay.
The original. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. As for myself, Angry Canadian actually stole one of my answers. He says, actually forgot about Ghost Recon Wildlands. Yes, that was a lot of fun. I played that almost entirely in at least 2, if not 3-player co-op. That game was a lot of fun. He did mention also Army of Two Devil's Cartel. I didn't play that one. I played the original and had a lot of fun with that one as well. It's a great co-op game. So that one was fun. A couple that were kind of on the edge since they are historical fiction. So I wanted to give a shout out to them, even though they might not actually qualify for this topic. But the Machine Games Wolfenstein games, Old Blood and New Order, I had a lot of fun with those games, even though they are very historical fiction, since you're fighting robots and werewolves and you go to the moon and stuff. Not exactly historically accurate.
I kind of put those in the same category as The Man in the High Castle. I love them. I love seeing the fact that maybe we screwed the pooch. It's just fun to see that if there are infinite universes, maybe in a few we did not win.
Yeah, I love alternate history type of stuff.
Yeah, I do too. I love it. Well, that's
Ryan,
what Fallout
did
is.
you like the show Man in the High Castle? Did you watch the show?
I did like the show. I know that it kind of fell off in the end, and a lot of people had an issue with it. But
I like it too.
I really enjoyed the show. I wanted more. If you want one of my honest opinion, I would have loved to see more because, quite frankly, it was really, really good just to see what if. Because if you watch some historical documentaries and stuff like that, they came that close to dominating the world. If they would have gotten the atomic bomb first, They would have launched it on Moscow. They would have launched it on the Washington D.C., New York.
Yeah.
Like the world would have collapsed.
Eh,
I never saw the final season. I'll go back and watch it all the way through at some point. I really like the concept. I love the concept. It went into kind of a weird direction I wasn't expecting with like the whole like seeing the future. But I did enjoy what I watched.
It was
No spoils though.
It
No
was multiple
spoilers.
universes, and that's why our universe where we actually won. The Nazis from said world decided that they needed to invade every single other infinite universe where they
spoiling
lost.
it now. I said I'm.
Well, it's not really a spoiler. It's not really seeing the future.
Yeah,
So.
I didn't care for the 4th season either.
Yeah, and Canadian says the 4th season is stupid. I think I watched the first 3, and then the 4th season I think came out like years later, and I never got back to it at that point. So, so those are a couple. But I also did enjoy Modern Warfare's 1 and 2. I never played 3, and I'm talking about the original Modern Warfare's from 2008, 2009. But I didn't play them a lot, but I did like them. But my favorites, as I told backstage before you joined, Ryan, one of them is a flight sim, which I'm curious if you played this one because it was a lot of fun and I think you would like it. And it was actually published by Ubisoft. It was Blazing Angels. It was a really fun World War II flight combat simulator.
I got recommended Blazing Angels. I have not played that. No, I cannot find it online currently to play.
I game flighted it on 360 back in the day. It's one of the first games I played on 360.
Ariel Ballet, who you probably know,
I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, well, it might because I haven't been on. Also because I haven't streamed in a while too. So she would always show up to my Top Gun Tuesdays, and she recommended that, and I still want to play it. I just haven't. There was
a Blazing Angels 2, which I never got to play, but I still want to play that at some point. But yeah, Blazing Angels was a lot of fun. I really
I want to play that.
So, but my number one pick, and when I was thinking about this, I was like, oh yeah, I don't know if it'd be considered a military game. I was like, this is like a SWAT game, but SWAT is not military, that's civilian run. But when I actually looked into it to see what organization this team falls under, it was NATO. And I was like, oh, NATO is a military organization. That is the Rainbow Six Vegas games. I love Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. Those were a lot of fun. So that would be my number one pick.
So before we move on,
NATO's more of a peacekeeping force.
NATO has their own military.
They have a peacekeeping force. It's not really. NATO comes in after the fighting is actually done. Yeah, I'm not trying to nitpick. Sorry, but if you look at the events of Black Hawk Down, they're full puss asses.
I'm not arguing that point. But
okay, all right.
Given that Rainbow Six falls under the jurisdiction of NATO, and I consider that a military organization, I'd say this counts as a military game.
I do love the original Rainbow Six. I remember when that came out.
So there was a couple fun things that we learned from the military episode Ryan and I did. We found out that they actually made a Doom clone to train military members, which I thought was funny.
Oh yeah.
It's literally called
not the same thing.
Marine Doom, which I thought was funny. But
What was that?
The same thing.
Yeah, that was funny. But another thing too is there was another video game, and I got asked this because I linked it in the private chat for Neo to pull up in a second. But have you guys ever heard of a game called Fugitive Hunter?
No.
Nope.
So this was a game that just like kind of dawned on me for a second here. The game was called Fugitive Hunter War on Terror, and it's a crappy PS2 game. And literally the last boss of this game is Osama bin Laden.
I'm not going to pull up the audio, but I'll let it play while you talk.
But this game, like, just look at this game. Like, you literally...
Not an RPG 7.
What was this? This was a PS2 game?
This is a PS2 game. And I don't know why. I was just thinking about this not too long ago.
Oh, my gosh.
But you get into an actual fist fight with Osama bin Laden.
Wait.
It becomes a fighting game. Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Wow.
What is this called again?
That is
Fugitive
Yeah.
Hunter.
Fugitive Hunter.
War on
Fugitive
Terror.
Hunter.
Fugitive Hunter War on Terror.
Okay. This is crazy.
I love it. I want to play it.
Oh, that is
and
hilarious.
I completely forgot about it until like we were just talking about military stuff, and it just popped in my head. I was like, wait a minute. I remember a game where you actually like fist fight Osama bin Laden at the end of it, and I had to double check it. But yes, there is a game out there where this was released in the height after 9/11, and they were like, "Screw it, bro."
This released
Oh my
in
God.
2003.
That's a damn Black Hawk. I like you knee him in the.
It needs him in the face, into the helicopter. America! Oh, that is freaking great. I'm so glad you just introduced this game to us. That is hilarious.
Oh, I need to find where to play this game.
Oh, that was
It's on
great.
eBay for like the prices vary. You can also find it on Amazon in Europe. For any
Neo,
people
you're
who
very
can-
big.
Oh, it does that every time I stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, but let me just say, if you're in Europe and you're looking for this game, it's called Top 10 Most Wanted. America Top 10 Most Wanted. That's what I think it's
Oh,
called.
that is
Yeah.
hilarious.
That's the best thing
so
I've
fun.
seen ever.
Yes, thank you for introducing us to that. That was great.
And I'm kicking myself because that should have been on Top Boss Fights.
Oh, on top. Yes, that would have absolutely been a great pick for top 5 boss fights.
It would have been number 1.
That would have been number 1. Nice. So, all right. Let's see here.
America, fuck yeah! It's like that's what that game screams.
It does. So CJP says he preferred Medal of Honor to Call of Duty. I think a lot of people did. And Ando says he's talking of hard 100%. He's currently going for 100% on Crash 4. It's about time. That is, I haven't looked at the achievements, but I know the gist of it, and that is an insanely tough completion. So good luck to you, Ando, and hats
He's
off
already
to you.
done it once, he said, basically, because he did it
Oh,
on
he's like-
Xbox.
He did it on Xbox. Now he's doing it on PlayStation.
No, on PC.
Oh, on PC. Well, hats off to you because that is mighty impressive completion. So
God bless us, everyone.
I was planning on going for the completion of the Insane trilogy. It's like, God, and Crash 4 is way harder than that. And I haven't even done the Crash Insane trilogy master. I've beaten them, but I don't have all the achievements. So hats off to you. And Angry Canadian says, hell yeah, Blazing Angels. Dude, Neo, you're going to love my next video. Awesome. I will keep my eye out for it. So, all right. So, let's see here. 43. All right. Next topic on the agenda tonight is, there's a little bit of backstory to this one. I've gotten a lot of traction on Twitter over the last week, and it's not anything that I posted. It was to a couple of replies that I had, and some of the most interaction I've had on any post ever. Normally, I've got a small following, so it's like I put a tweet and I might get, a single-digit number of likes. There was a post and someone replied to it, and I replied to that post because the original post was, what is a brain-dead gaming take? And this guy comes in and says, a brain-dead gaming take is saying that a game can be good, and whatever franchise it's in is also a good game in that franchise. Saying that a game is good but not good for that franchise is a brain-dead take. I'm like, oh my God, you are a complete moron. No, that is 1 billion% wrong. And I got like nearly 800 likes on my reply. Somehow he still got like 1,500 likes on his. But no, there is absolutely no way. I mean, typically, yes, but there's absolutely a reason why a game could be a good game, but not a good game for its franchise. So I got a lot of responses, and I got a lot of heat, and I got a lot of support as well. So I was like, we're making this a party chat topic. So I want to hear from you guys. What are some good games, but they're not necessarily the greatest representations of their franchise? So because there absolutely are good games that are not great for the franchise, and this guy's take it. Him thinking that's a brain dead take, that a good game is automatically a good game in its franchise, is in and of itself a brain dead take. There's absolutely good games that are not good games for the franchise. So this guy's a complete idiot, and I'm like, we're talking about it in the party chat. So I want. Does anyone want to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, Ryan. What is a good game, but maybe not a great game in its franchise?
Dragon Age 2.
Dragon Age 2. Okay, and why is that?
That's a good game to you?
Well, it is a good game. I think the story is compelling, but the gameplay sucks donkey ass compared to the first one. Like, what are you doing? Like, you changed everything. Why? Why would you change everything that made the first one successful?
I can tell you why, because they wanted to make it look more like Mass Effect.
Here's another thing.
I don't know if I agree with that, but
It is basically the same thing as Mass Effect, the dialogue tree and everything.
I mean, yeah, the dialogue tree, but I'm talking about more the combat, the way you interact with them. I just what the hell?
Yeah, it's
were they
melee
thinking?
Mass Effect.
They
Worse
were
than Veilguard?
No, this
Well-
was the second one.
Dragon Age 2 back on
Yeah,
360.
Dragon Age 2.
yeah, Veilguard is the fourth one. Inquisition followed the same lines as 2, and then I
It was
think it
more
tried to like
MMO,
tried to slightly adapt maybe some of the stuff from the first one again. What the hell were you thinking? You had a massive success in Dragon Age Origins, just massive, and then you changed almost everything fundamentally.
So another thing, a way to think about it would be like if you took the IP's name off the game, like is it by itself is it a good game? But then you put you slap the IP on it, and that's basically what my response was. Is like I was like, no, you're 100% wrong. You could make a good game, but slapping an IP's name on it does not make it a good game in that franchise, and that's what I got a lot of likes for. So if you took the Dragon Age name off of Dragon Age 2, would you consider that a good game?
No.
I would still say it was I was very intrigued by it, and I was interested. And I don't think it was an incredible game. I think it was a solidly decent game. So yeah, close to good. But no, does it play like a Dragon Age? Does it play like the first game? Absolutely not. Not even close. And they carried that into Inquisition. And that's where I got turned off with that one too.
So given that I haven't played the Dragon Age games, given now it sounds like what?
Hold on.
They're RPGs. He doesn't play RPGs.
I play RPGs.
This is a lie, and you know it.
My favorite game of all time is an RPG.
Yeah, Mass Effect is an RPG.
It depends on who you talk to.
Just because
Mass Effect is an RPG.
So we got Nerd
There are
Takes
some
in
people
chat.
that
What's up, Nerd Takes? And I see BD Jake saying like the stream nerds. What's up, BD Jake? And Jeff from Sons and Shadows. What's up? Good to see you guys. Go ahead and continue.
I was just to say some people split hairs when they talk about Mass Effect, but I'm usually with you, Neo. Don't worry.
Yeah, I haven't played the Dragon Age. I always wanted to. I just never got around to it because I'm always sci-fi over fantasy like 9 times out of 10. Like it was BioWare, so I was interested in it. But given it was fantasy, not sci-fi, I was like, Mass Effect is gonna take the cake for me.
Come on, man, take the stick out of your butt and try it.
You gotta play Jade Empire, bro.
Is the first one the best place to start? Should I start with Dragon Age first?
That's
Dragon Age Origins is one of the most incredible games ever made.
Just play that one and don't play any of the other
I'll
ones.
play it.
Yeah,
Dragon
what I
Age
hear.
Origins is a really deep, well-written story. They give you a lot of variety and stuff like that. The problem is like when you go from Dragon Age 1, where you can play as multitudes of races and multitudes of background stories, to just like playing as human dude or human chick fighting in small city for the dominance of saving the city. It kind of like is a major setback. It's kind of like what I've been saying about like how Ghost of Yote might be a good game, but the overall story is just a massive setback when you go from fighting the Mongolians to like basically Red Dead Redemption Hokkaido.
Yeah, it's that's a great analogy, Carl. To bring back. I think if it wasn't called Dragon Age, it would still be a very intriguing game, probably a solid play. Would you consider it Game of the Year? Not even close.
It doesn't have to be.
So
well, I mean, I wouldn't even consider it in the top 30 of Game of the to be Game of the Year, but it's just not Dragon Age. It's really not.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Dragon Age 2 feels like it should have just been a spin-off game instead of a mainline game. That's like
that's what it is. I think that's exactly what it is. But they tried to market it that way because they wanted to piggyback off of the success of the first game. Mm-hmm. And I think that was where we started getting some of this horse crap of using DLCs or spin-off games and trying to attach them to the main franchise. And I think it's done not well in a lot of ways.
What I was going to ask is that, given that I haven't played the Dragon Age games, now that it sounds like there's, more of the games are unlike the original Dragon Age game, would that make the original Dragon Age less Dragon Age than the ones that came after it?
No.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just throwing the question out there.
I mean, maybe if you're huffing paint, I don't know.
I like I said, I feel like the first Dragon Age game is just like it has like a big overarching storyline. It's got a lot of fan favorite characters, some of who continue over. Like the cast is just good, and then like Dragon Age 2 lets you have a little bit of bits and pieces of some of the stuff if you were a true nerd. Like they have good callbacks to like the DLC side characters, and depending on which storyline you pick, some of your companions are from like those backgrounds too that show up later. And it's got like a lot of stuff in there that's not bad in terms of writing, but it's just like such a massive step back. The combat is just atrociously not that
That's
fun.
awful. Ugh.
And like I said, they were trying to capitalize on the Mass Effect success, so they kind of dumbed down the dialogue options to go away from like, you know, the more in-depth Fallout kind of like conversation trees to be like the more quick-witted and snippy and stuff like that of like the Mass Effect series. And
Yeah.
they did better in Inquisition with that writing. Like I do think Inquisition's not a bad game, especially the DLC for Inquisition is really good. Inquisition also won Game of the Year that year, for people who are wondering.
It tied more into actual Dragon Age, to the actual franchise as a whole. It's kind of like, and this is going to be an awful comparison. It's kind of like, what The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and then they tried to correct it somewhat so, and they did it successfully in certain ways with Rise of Skywalker, but they also humped the bunk again.
I disagree with you on that one. I think Inquisition was an attempt to at least try to tie it back into the main story.
Well, and that's what they tried to do with the Rise of Skywalker. If you watch the movie, doesn't mean they were successful.
I think it's actually insulting to try to compare that to Rise of Skywalker. I'm being very honest to you.
I mean, that's the best modern comparison there really is. It's like
I would not even say it. The story is consistent though with the Dragon Age.
It's like you
ones,
burnt the
you know?
cheese on the lasagna, so you added another layer of sauce and then put more cheese on it and tried to rebake it and pass it off. Like
I
it's
don't
not
agree
great.
with this one at all. I'm sorry, I cannot follow you down this path, sir.
Well,
I can't say one way or the other.
It's just for me. It's like when I play Inquisition, like you get to play as the Inquisitor, and the Inquisitor feels great, you know, and like they continue the storyline, they bring back characters, they add everything from like the first couple games, they kind of wrap it all together. Like they do respect the writing a lot to try to tie everything into like making sense and everything. So like when you go like, well, it's like watching like the Disney trilogy. I'm like, well, they didn't know what the hell they were doing with the Disney trilogy. Mm-hmm. At least give the BioWare writers a lot of credit that when they made Dragon Age Inquisition, they still kept, you know, a lot of the great writing, and they kept a lot of like the good story choices and stuff like that. Now, there was some parts about it that I disagree with the game, but this is neither here nor there because I could tiz them about that for another half an hour. I cannot follow you down this path, young one.
I mean, it's the easiest comparison that I could find off the top of my head. I feel like the The Force Awakens, they tried to really do something that kind of ties it together, and this is a very loose comparison at best, because again, what they did to Han Solo is crap. And I think that's where I went, okay, all right, well, you know what?
I feel like it was just a. Like, how can I say this? It's like it's an amazing first like attempt, you know, like I like ACG I think had it like the best. He's like Dragon Age is one of those franchises that everyone tells you they love, but it's only the first game and then they quickly forget about the other games.
Yeah, you know, and I actually completely agree with that.
That's
I really do.
I've gotten from Dragon Age fans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
Dragon Age Origins is Dragon Age. And you know, you got the second one, which is like I'd probably give you I don't know, maybe a 6 out of 10. The third one I'd probably give you a 6.8 out of 10. And the fourth one, it was just a hot mess of diarrhea that should never exist.
So, what about you, Carl? You got a game that you think is a good game, but not necessarily great for its franchise?
When I hear this one, I do take a little different approach to you like that. Explain this a little bit more to me. So like a game that's good for it, but not a good representation of the franchise. To me, I don't really look at it like that way, because when you look at a franchise, it all depends on how long a franchise has been going. some of these franchises have been going for like 20 plus years or something like that. And I feel like this is what I like to call the gamer's paradox, is like you will always have half the audience that goes like, I just want more of the same thing. And then the other half that goes like, more of the same thing, boring. So for me, it's like when I hear this question of like, well, what's a good game but a bad representation of a franchise? I look at spin-offs as being that way more than anything else, because spin-offs are trying a new thing, but they're part of the franchise, but they're not part of like the main storyline and stuff like that. And that's how I kind of take these things. Is like, what is like a bad representation of a franchise would be a spin-off game, more than like say something like Halo 4 or something like that following up the Halo franchise,
Yeah, because a lot of the Twitter thread that this discussion came from was talking about like not counting spin-offs, like games that are like in the mainline franchise. Because Halo 4 was one of the ones that got mentioned, got a lot of hate.
Yeah, see, because I just look at it as like, if it's a bad mainline game, it's still just a bad mainline game. If I like a good mainline game, I don't necessarily consider that like a bad thing, That's just my personal view. I look at more like the spin-off stuff, like Gears of War Judgment,
Okay.
stuff like that, where it's like you could tell that this is not a bad game per se, but it's just not like, fun, or like in terms of like an actual Gears of War game or something like that.
Okay.
That's just how I look at it. But I think we've already said this before, like many different times. It's like, yeah, I hate the Disney trilogy, but it's like, it's still Star Wars. It's just bad Star Wars.
I 100% disagree with you. It is not Star Wars at all.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
Way. They have the Force in it, and they got lightsabers, and that's about it. And a couple people with the same name. And they took everything that makes Star Wars out of it. So in my opinion, it is not Star Wars at all.
But like that's what I mean. It's just like, look, it's like you could like dislike something, and that's totally fine. But it's just like, unless you control the IP yourself, it's like, this is just what the IP is now. It's not good.
You could make some logical arguments, I think, to say like it's you could at least say it's Star Wars in name only.
Yes.
Or something is something in name only. I think you could do that.
I just look at it as just bad. It's nothing wrong with just saying like, look, it's just bad. How like I look at it from comic books perspective. It's like when people always go like, respect the canon, respect the lore. I'm like, which lore, which canon, which time period are we talking about here? And I just kind of look at it like that. It's just like, our Batman's different from my dad's Batman. A lot of people hated the prequels before like the Disney trilogy came out. There's a lot of people who don't even like the prequels still to this day. It all really just depends on like what you like. I love the prequels. I love, the OG trilogy. That's my time frame. I love the spin-offs. I love the video games. I didn't hate Force Awakens, and I still don't hate Force Awakens. I love Rogue One. I think that's a good movie. But at the same time, look.
Did you like Andor?
I've never seen it. I have no opinions on it because I just didn't have time. Full disclosure, I pretty much stopped watching a lot of movies and TV shows and stuff because I play video games. That's really what it is. It's just I'm surrounded by video games. I just want to play video games. That's my hobby. So things were cut off. It's like anime and manga. I like those too, but I cut those out of my life too and sold all my stuff out up there just because. Look, I literally am surrounded by thousands and thousands of games that I probably will never play all to completion. I'm trying to make the most of my time.
Sad when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm in the thought process that, like, let's say I bought some existing IP and then I go and like make it not anything is the same other than like I have the same main character model and the same main character has the same name, but literally everything else about the game is completely different than what it's known for. It's like that is not. That is no longer the IP that it was. Even though I own the IP and I say it is, that doesn't make it true. So.
Well, it's like I said, it's like a comic book fan. It's like, imagine someone from like the 1920s reading Batman and then coming to like modern day and then he's like, what is this Batman? It's like,
That's one thing about comic books, though. Like, there's all those like different, various timelines. So everyone's got like their favorite like versions of like Batman
Yeah.
and Superman and stuff. Like, that's one of the things about the Star Wars universe is that it doesn't have separate timelines, separate universes. It's all just one continuous timeline.
Well, according to you, it does, because it does have the expanded universe.
It's all still
yeah.
part of the same universe. It's not split timelines.
Well, it is kind of a split timeline now.
I mean, yeah, if you count what Disney's done, but
Well, that's
they
what I mean.
completely
One's just fan fiction.
yeah, because there was the tiers of canon is how it worked before, and Disney threw that all out. So
I mean, yeah, but it's like KOTOR was technically not, canon, and then they're kind of like bringing it in slowly. They're bringing stuff in slowly. Like I said, you can criticize the management for mismanaging something. It's totally easy and totally justified to say. It's just like with a lot of things too. It's just like you look at other franchises, when they run for too long or new writers come in and change them up. Like I think the guy who rejuvenated Star Trek was not even a Star Trek fan, and a lot of people love that. It comes down to talent. It comes down to management, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I think it can work if it's quality writing. Like, you could write a Batman story, and it's not Bruce Wayne, and there's no Dick Grayson, and there's nothing.
Yeah,
about
Batman Beyond.
in it, and call it Batman, and still be a great movie if it's written well.
Yeah, Batman Beyond is like a prime example of that, or the Green Lanterns, how they have.
No, but Batman Beyond had enough in there to make it like, okay, this could actually be part of the same story. I'm talking about like something completely different,
like a separate timeline,
like a completely separate timeline. Batman is not Bruce Wayne. Batman is
some other person,
some random character we've never heard before, and this is the new Batman. Or like, okay, I hate to bring up this movie, the Halle Berry Catwoman. Like, did that ever? I don't think that even took place in Gotham.
I have no idea.
Like, it's Catwoman in name only. That's all it really is, and
it could be done well if they
except that movie was really bad.
Yeah. So, yeah, ingredients. Where's Insidious Bliss for this combo? Because we get into it when Star Wars comes up. But Jay Vaughn, what about you? Do you got any examples of a game that's might be a good game, but not necessarily a great game for its franchise?
Yeah, this is the easiest question for me to answer. And
okay.
People disagree with me on this, but I look at this very differently than Carl does.
I think I might know where you're going, but
the Hyrule Warriors games. I think.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Zelda. I didn't think of the Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah,
game,
I think that those games are not one gameplay wise, obviously not representative of the Zelda genre, and they also kind of bleed out into discussions around Zelda and what is canon and what isn't canon, and that part of that's due to Nintendo's own inability to commit on what is canon or not. But those games, I understand why people like the Dynasty Warriors game formula.
Musos.
Fine, it's not for me. Those I will admit that some of those are probably good games, even though I don't enjoy them. But to me, there's too much of a separation between the gameplay and the story, and all the characters function in the same way. There's no difference between killing 1,000 or bokoblins as Zelda versus killing 1,000 bokoblins as Link. And I got into it with a guy on Twitter about how Zelda's not typically a warrior, and he shared a bunch of screenshots of Hyrule Warriors, and it's like, what's the point of all these characters if they can all do the same thing?
Well, that's what I mean. These are spin-off games, though. That's exactly what it is. It's
no, but the newest one is like that, and this is the problem with. This is my contention with like the owners of the IP declaring something as canon. To me, and I that's not enough.
I'm right there with you.
Nintendo saying that it's canon, to me, it's like, okay, well, to me it can only be canon in story only, but not gameplay, because it makes, what's the point of Link if Zelda can do everything Link can do, and vice versa? That's I care probably too much about canon and story continuity and character continuity. But
as we know from the original Legend of Zelda and the TV show that came out in the 80s, Zelda cannot do the same things as Link. So
Yes.
That's a very
I-
definitive source for that to back that statement up.
But it's yeah, but it's not like I feel like there's this weird thing that happens when it's like when a character can physically defend themselves. That seems to be like the highest value to put on a strong character, and so like if I put Zelda in a this all spawned from that screenshot from the movie that came out. The movie they're making, the new Zelda movie, is like, why does Zelda have a bow? And it's like, I don't have a problem with that. But then it spawned this whole thing of, should she fight? Should she not fight? And anyway, that's where that all came from.
I actually believe even in the 80s cartoon, she actually had a bow.
I think so.
She uses it a
Yeah,
lot.
she did, and she actually got like when she was at full health, she got like kind of like the turbo blast that Link had for his sword. Because they fall into the water and she uses it to and blast the water and actually lessens their fall. So no, I don't have a problem with that. Quite frankly,
I honestly don't.
Which I don't think you do either.
Yeah, I was just saying like there has to be enough of a difference between the characters from
I would agree
storytelling perspective to make both of them necessary to the plot, and I think the mainline Zelda games do that really well. Like in every game where they're both a prominent character, Link can't win without Zelda's divine help, and that's what she is. She is divine help.
And I'm trying to figure out where in the mainline canon that Wind Waker falls in with everyone becoming cartoon characters.
I don't think it falls in.
And then transforming into wolves. And then where does Link's crossbow fit come in? I want to know where that is in the timeline.
That's a spinoff right there.
It's just like I said, there's nobody understands the Zelda timeline. No one does. They've tried to explain it, but it's all just autism and everything else. That's all it is.
I'm gonna sound super old, but I'm gonna say the original Legend of Zelda and the show.
Yeah.
And all the way through, probably Majora's Mask is canonical, and that's about it. But
where does the Philips Zelda's games fit into it? I need to know.
Which ones?
the CDI games. Where do those
CDI
timeline?
Yeah, they had a good shot with. I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild. Nordpoil and we disagree on this, but I thought they had a good opportunity to really do some interesting stuff with the lore, and then they ruined it with Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom looks awesome though. Whenever I watch
it's a great game. It's an incredible game, but
I have a quick question for Jay Bongo. Did you see the prank that
the IGN video?
The IGN prank that they did for a movie
from way back?
Way back when, dude.
All that. Yes.
Yeah, it was an April Fool's prank that IGN. They had a trailer for that.
Yeah, it was like
live action Zelda movie.
2005 or something like that.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And like flipping out, and it's like, oh, it was fake. We want that movie.
Yes, and it looked really good.
I mean, before AI. I mean,
yes. So, so Canadian says, bro, what are you talking about? Because he's a big fan of the. I don't know if he's a fan of all of the Hyrule Warriors games, but I do know he's put a lot of time into some of them.
Angry Canadian and I also disagree on Echoes of Wisdom too. So
I got another friend, Lowest Expectation. He was actually our guest on last episode of Party Chat. He was a huge fan of. I think I've got this right. He loves the first Hyrule Warriors, but he's not a fan of the second one. But he did quite a good in-depth video of what he'd love to see from another one. This was, he did this last year before I think the one that's coming out was even announced. But yeah, so Anthony says they're not technically Zelda, hence the Hyrule Warriors title. So, okay. So for me, a couple, what I thought you were going to go is what I was going to say is, a couple of these I have to put a bit of a grain of salt because I haven't played them, but I know enough about them that, in my opinion, they don't represent the franchise. And that's the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't played them yet because they've deviated so far from the traditional Zelda formula. I'm like, I'm not all that interested in playing them. They might be good games. They look like good games. They just don't, from everything that I've seen, they don't really feel that much like Zelda games. So I haven't played them yet, so that's not my answer. But that's one that, like, if they played like traditional Zelda games, I absolutely would have played them by now. But since they kind of went in this new direction, it kind of lost me, and I haven't played them yet. I will play them eventually. I just don't know when. let's see here. One that got mentioned in chat by Ando earlier was a perfect example of this. Another one I haven't played, but Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty decent game, but it's a mainline title. It's the third Banjo game, but it's nothing like the first two. So it's a bad game for its franchise, but it could be a good game. I played the demo of it and I'm like, this is kind of fun. I like the cool concept, but it's nothing like the collectathon that the first two Banjo games are. So that's not a great representation. Another one that got mentioned in the post thread. So the two games that were mentioned at the top of the post thread was Halo 4. He was saying it's a good game, therefore it's a good game for Halo. I don't think it's Halo 4 gets a lot of hate. I don't think Halo 4 is bad by any means. I enjoyed it. So I think it's a good representation of Halo. It's Halo 5 that I think is a bad game. It's a well put together game. It's got good gameplay, but I think it's a bad Halo game. So Halo 5 would be one of my answers since I have played all of the mainline Halo games. Someone asked me what about Halo Wars? I was like, I don't like RTSs, so I haven't played them. They might be good games, but that's a spinoff, so I didn't count that. So a couple others that another one that got mentioned, like I said, was Halo 4 and then Doom 3. Doom 3 is the only mainline Doom game I haven't played in its entirety. I've played like the first 3 or 4 hours. I will play it in its entirety, but it's drastically different than all the other Doom games because it's actually like a survival horror. And that's the reason why I haven't played it yet, because I don't like that style. So I don't think Doom 3 is a good Doom game. It's a perfectly serviceable, well put together, and visually stunning for the time first-person shooter, but it's not a Doom game in my opinion. So that's
but it's a Doom game.
Is it really considered survival horror? Doom 3?
Yeah,
I would say so, because it's all dark and creepy and spooky, where all the other Doom games are not scary at all. It's just you're fighting demons.
A lot of people say that Doom 3 is its best attempt at making a Half-Life game.
Yeah, okay. It feels more like Half-Life than.
You know, it's funny. I did a show about Doom, and they were talking about Doom 3 at the time. And I remember the guy on there was basically saying it's got the best graphics I've seen in gaming probably ever. The only thing I can compare it to is Shrek.
Oh yeah, that video. Yeah, Doom 3, it was original Xbox game. It looked great for original Xbox. I still think the best looking game on original Xbox is Ninja Gaiden. But Doom 3 was pretty good looking game as well. And we were talking about him a moment ago, but Nerdporiel's in chat. What's up, Nerdporiel? He's saying, why are you stealing my guy? Because he's a great person to talk to. So what's up, Brian? So I haven't played Doom 3 in its entirety. Like I said, I've only played the first few hours, so I couldn't entirely say that one. But I have played all of the other Doom games, and I've put a decent enough time into it that I don't think it's a good Doom game, but I do think it's a well put together game.
I think there's a disconnect on this one, and I'm going to say this for the reason because I played the first two Doom games and I played Doom 3. The first two are very much a product of their time. How creepy can you make that? Do you know a lot of creepy games from that time frame, the early 90s, stuff like that? And when they did Doom 3, in the around 2004, 2005-ish,
around there,
it made more sense because there were giant monsters and you needed to destroy giant monsters. And it was on Mars, and again, giant monsters. I think that's what Doom was meant to be, but you can't make it because of the graphics of the time, the coloring of the time.
There's creepy looking games from back in the day, but they didn't stick with that style. Doom 2016 went back to more of the fast paced action that the first few games were.
Yeah, and I think it sucks.
The modern Doom games are the best Doom games.
I will say this.
No, they're not.
Doom Eternal's the best Doom.
I agree with this.
Eternal's the best. Oh,
it's one of my top. I think it's in my top 5 games of all time.
I won't go that high, but
I love Doom. When we did top 5 shooters, it was my number one. I love Doom Eternal.
So you like the game where you went to hell and you go to heaven and stuff like that?
Yeah. That's a great band. Heaven and Hell. How dare you disrespect Ronnie James Dio in front of me, sir?
Dio, love Dio. And
That's
it
not
was,
what Doom is about. That's not what the first and 2 Doom games are about.
I
So
couldn't
if
tell you the
we're
story
gonna
of the
really
first 2
split
Doom games.
hairs here, and you're gonna hate on 3, then quite frankly, 2016 and 2020, what 2?
Wait,
No,
was three was a reboot,
2020.
technically a reboot, right?
yeah.
It was a sequel boot. It's a C boot.
Yeah,
Sequel
C-boot.
reboot.
And
yeah,
there's
it
more
was
than
a
one Doom
franchise
guy,
reboot.
right?
Yes.
It's technically a sequel to Doom 64.
Yeah,
what I've
so
been told.
Forgot
Doom
about
1
that
and
one.
2 are the same person. I'm not sure about Doom 64. I think you're the same character as Doom 1 and 2, but I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
say.
yeah. I think
Doom 3 is a completely different character.
Yeah. You're Joe Blow
But
fighting the demons of hell on Mars.
I think
You're the jobber of Doom. That's what it is.
but anyways, a couple others that I wanted to mention.
Oh wait, Neo,
is-
if I may
go ahead,
interject
yeah.
one more thing.
For sure.
You know, when I was doing the Doom coverage on my channel, the devs themselves did say that they wanted to take Doom in a different direction, and they were basically telling you like, look, we know that this is going to be a drastic departure from the other Doom games.
Are we talking about the development of Doom 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the devs themselves were like very much aware, and they basically said like, look, some fans are going to like this, some fans are going to hate it.
How did they? Sorry, I have played a little bit of Doom 3, and I played the first 2 games. How did like the product of the time argument that Ryan brought up? Like I agree. Like how are they departing? I mean, it has the same core gameplay, right? Of you run around.
It's not technically the same type of core gameplay. It's more
well,
it's
It's
more
very
survival
different.
horror versus like action pack, you know, high octane shooter. You know?
Yeah,
well, it's
Doom 1,
it's-
2, and 64 are very fast paced. You got a lot of ammo. You typically don't have to worry about it. You're moving very fast. Doom 3 is much slower. It's very dark. You have to have a flashlight to
Right.
see most of the time.
Right. Yeah, I
You have to
remember that.
worry about running out of ammo because it's pretty scarce. So it's very different.
I would argue that Doom 3 is more of a product of its time than anything else, because the devs basically said like Doom and then Quake and all that stuff was kind of more in line with what they were trying to do. And then they kind of just were like, we want to try to do something bold, new, and different. And Doom 3 was kind of more of that product of the time of like, well, this is the next generation. Here's the consoles we're working on. We're kind of going with a new, you know, first person angle with this, trying to add more story. Like they brought in writers and stuff like that to write the story and everything else like that. It's pretty fascinating just how much work they put into this game. And not only that too, they also did like Quake 4 for the 360 as well, which was like a launch title, like
It
not
was
long
a
after.
360 launch title.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like I said, everyone should watch that documentary. Even if you don't watch my video, it's pretty decent to tell you just how like the devs, you know, went from Doom and Quake and all this other stuff, and then how Doom 3 was like, you know, born and how it came about, and how much money and work and extra time they put into it. You know.
So, a couple others I want to mention. This one is more in the spin-off territory, so it might not count, but the story does take place in the main storyline of the Metal Gear games. Metal Gear Rising Revenge, that game is awesome, but it's definitely not a Metal Gear game because that's all about stealth and sneaking around. This is very high-paced, like crazy, you know, balls-of-the-wall action hack and slash game. But I haven't played any of the other Metal Gears, but I know how they play. So, but that's more of the spin-off territory. The Assassin's Creed reboots with Origins were very popular, but they went in kind of a new direction with this RPG elements. It's like you can, you know, use your hidden blade to air assassinate someone, but they don't die because they have more health than your hidden blade takes. It's like changes the gameplay. So I have played a good chunk of Origins, and I will play all of Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla, but I think that those aren't necessarily great representations of the Assassin's Creed franchise. I hate to say this because I hate this game, and I just recently replayed it. But and it's from my second favorite franchise of all time. But if you took the name of Metroid off of Other M, it would be a decent game. But because it's a Metroid game, it's a god awful representation of the Metroid franchise. Terrible to the core. It's a well-built game. It functions well. It's not buggy, but it is god awful Metroid game, but it's a decent game in and of itself. So that's probably like my number one pick. And very similarly, Ninja Gaiden 3, not the original on NES, but the 360 one, is a well-built, also Team Ninja, high octane hack and slash game. But you put the name of Ninja Gaiden on it, and it is terrible compared to Ninja Gaiden 1/Black or Ninja Gaiden 2. Ninja Gaiden 3 is god awful Ninja Gaiden, but it's a decent hack and slash game. So those would be my number one picks, would be one of those two. But one other I want to mention, but it has since changed, and that was Ghost Recon Breakpoint, because when it first came out, it became basically like The Division. There's gear score, and it turns into an RPG. It's like, that's not what a Ghost Recon game is. They've since changed it, and you can now play it without it, so it plays just like Wildlands. That was a great game where, you can kill people with one shot rather than, they have a certain health bar and you got to shoot them a bunch of times to kill them just because, your gun level is too low. But thankfully they changed that, because like if I wanted to play that, I would just play The Division. Don't put that crap in a Ghost Recon game. So, but when Breakpoint originally launched, it was not a good representation of the Breakpoint of the Ghost Recon franchise, but it was a well-built game. Because I didn't really hear about it being like buggy or anything at launch. But fortunately, they took that out, so that one doesn't really qualify at this point. But when it originally launched, that could be another example of this, an answer for this topic. So, Ando says, mean OG Doom had text parts that feel way too campy if they were going for horror. Oh, probably like when you beat each episode, it gives you like I always just skip it. So I actually don't know what any of it says, but yeah. So, all right. Moving on to our next topic for tonight. I actually did these out of order. I meant to do this one next because I like to do the guest topic first, but since we were doing the military one from a couple weeks ago, I meant to do this one second. But anyways, this was Jay Bongo's topic that he suggested, and we've touched on a very similar topic in the past, but it was a while ago, so I was like, absolutely, let's do it again. And that is, let's see here. What is a game that everyone loved that you couldn't get into? So since this was your topic, what is that game for you, Jay Bongo?
Well, since I already said the Hyrule Warriors game, I'll switch genres a bit and say Octopath Traveler.
Okay.
I do like RPGs. Super Mario RPG is one of my favorite games. It has a very similar turn-based combat, very simple. But I gave Octopath Traveler about 10 hours, and I just couldn't do it. I care a lot about the story and the disjointed stories that all started and got me invested and then stopped immediately to start another one. I just couldn't. I stopped playing it and started playing Link's Awakening and immediately had more fun.
Yes, I love Link's Awakening. That's the game that got me into the Zelda franchise, and it annoys me that Angry Canadian hates Link's Awakening so much.
So have you played Live Alive? Have you played that yet?
No, it's on my short list of RPGs.
I've never heard of this game. What is this?
I've talked about it many times. I'm surprised you haven't heard me say it at least once, but you could tell that this was like a precursor to Octopath Traveler in a lot of ways, where they took a lot of the ideas, where it's the same concept. You play as like 8 different people, but it's all through different points in history.
Oh, okay. That does sound familiar.
Yeah, so it's like you play as a caveman, a robot from the future, a samurai, a kung fu master. It's pretty good. This was originally only on the Super Famicom in Japan, and then they did a 2.5D remaster, and it's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to bump it up. Yeah, something that really bothered me about the Octopath Traveler was that like none of the characters in your party interacted really. They were all just kind of following one another. And it wasn't like in so many of the awesome epic grand adventures that we got used to growing up, like Chrono Trigger, Super Mario RPG, all the other, these characters interact, they have a story together, but these ones are just there.
Existed around each other without interacting with each other. Okay.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Octopath Traveler, like they were trying to establish a new franchise, and it got popular enough that the sequel, I heard, corrected a lot of these like issues. But Zero, which is coming out this week as well, like I was listening to some of the dev interviews, like they added like a whole town building mechanic and took away all like the extra like companion stories and made it more focused around one because it's a prequel. So I'm curious to see how people are going to react to that one.
So I take you probably didn't play Octopath Traveler 2 then.
No.
Okay. I've heard that, I've heard about Octopath Traveler a lot. I've heard it's very popular, but I don't like turn-based RPGs, so I had no interest in it.
I love the HD 2D art style. I like triangle strategy. That was a fun game. And
really cool. Yeah, it has a really cool collector's edition. That game I found out.
If I had the money, I'd buy so many collector's editions.
I'm surrounded by them. Trust me.
He does. He does videos on them as well. So
yeah, I've been trying to do more of those lately.
I'm gonna subscribe right now.
Yeah,
please do.
Absolutely.
Always welcome everyone.
So I see Phoenix Santos in the chat. What's up, Phoenix? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. And I will be talking about a couple things that you mentioned here briefly in a moment. Ryan, what about you? You got games that were really popular that you couldn't get into?
Yeah, the very first one, which now I do enjoy because they changed the game style, is
so
basically what?
So does this count?
Well, yeah, it does count. It's Fortnite. I couldn't get into it initially. I didn't understand it.
Oh, okay.
The hell is that building crap that they were doing? They were like, you watch them like round a tower. I'm like, once they got rid of no build, I was like, okay.
You mean once they started no build?
Yeah, once they started no build. Thank you. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And
I've heard that a lot of people got into it at that point.
Yeah, I'm like, it made more sense to me then, because again, somebody who did kind of like classic shooters and stuff like that, and it's one of those things that I didn't get it. Another one, which was kind of basically a swan song, or it was Control. To the Alan franchise.
I love that game. I'm looking forward to playing it again.
Fucking ass. No, it isn't.
It's the best remedy game.
It's not fun to watch. It's not fun to play. It's
Do you also hate Twin Peaks and Fun?
Let the record show that Ryan hates fun. I'm turning the table.
Ryan hates fun.
Oh yeah, this is the guy who thinks that what the hell is it called again?
You got this, bro.
I don't remember.
Work through that flat tire, Ryan. You got this.
That's the running joke on the channel, is that Ryan always says that I hate fun, so I'm turning the tables on him.
Yeah, because he doesn't like GoldenEye compared to.
I love GoldenEye, but Perfect Dark is better.
No, that's
Perfect
false.
Dark
That's
is not better.
false.
Yes, it is.
I will grab the book to show you that GoldenEye is better.
So
Ryan hasn't played Perfect Dark, so his vote doesn't matter.
I'm with Ryan on this
Perfect
one.
I've played
Zero.
hundreds of hours of both GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, and Perfect Dark is better in every way.
He just said no the other way. He's like, I'm with Ryan on this one. How many times do you have to be wrong before you actually accept it?
I'm not wrong.
I would argue that GoldenEye is definitely one of the best licensed games of all time.
I would absolutely agree with you.
And it's better than Perfect Dark.
No,
I think we looked up.
Perfect Dark's not licensed, so it doesn't count for licensed games.
I think AC and me were we were working on like a video for his channel for like the top 100 Nintendo games, and I think GoldenEye, off the top of my head, was like sold for like one out of every like 1/3 of every Nintendo console for the N64 had a copy of
everyone
GoldenEye.
had GoldenEye.
Yeah. It was some crazy number off the.
I
gotta grab my book and look at it in a second.
That pretty much brought first-person shooters to consoles.
Yes,
and that you could.
That
tell
doesn't mean
they
it's
couldn't
Perfect
quite
Dark.
figure out how to make controls for it.
Just because everyone had it and it sold better doesn't mean it's a better game than Perfect Dark.
Actually, that's exactly what.
No, it doesn't. There's great games that don't sell well, and Perfect Dark's a great example.
Yeah, it's what? Oh, that's horse shit. I'm like, what are you, a Last Jedi fan? Like, what are you?
No,
you defend that next.
Oh no, that's a disgrace to cinema.
Ironically enough,
movie, but it didn't.
They took everything they did with GoldenEye and made it better.
No, they didn't.
You know what's funny?
You haven't played it. You can't say that.
My N64 book opened right to the Perfect Dark page, which I think is kind of funny. So
We've already. Okay, go ahead and touch on that. We'll get back to Ryan because we've beaten this horse to death many times.
this game actually launched on my birthday, May 22nd, 2000, which I think is kind of funny. Perfect Dark, and it sold 2.52 million units.
That's still pretty good for back in that day.
And then got to go over here.
I know the sales on GoldenEye is probably like quadruple it, but that doesn't mean it's a better game.
Didn't have the name brand of James Bond.
Exactly.
I think this is under the G category.
Why do you make me do this? Why do you make me do this every?
Oh, he's gonna.
You know what I'm gonna do.
I know
All
exactly
right.
what you're
So,
gonna
Why
do.
do you make
GoldenEye-
me do this?
I don't
Why
make
do you make
do
me
anything.
do this all the time?
Hold on a second here. For retrospective, I gotta look this up.
This is the never-ending argument on my channel, or on Party Chat at least. And
I do
Ryan hasn't
remember
played
coming
Perfect
up-
Dark.
Everyone I tuned in one time, this exact conversation.
So 32 million. Let's go. 33 million people bought an N64, and 9 million people bought GoldenEye.
Yeah, that's why I said like probably like 3 or 4 times more.
Quadruple.
That
So-
doesn't make it a better game.
People can be
So it's
conditioned
a vastly
not
better game. There you go.
No.
to like
The
games
sales
that-
don't. The numbers don't lie. It spells
Sales
disaster
numbers
for
don't
you.
mean better game. Anyways, back to Ryan crapping on Control, which is the best Remedy game.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything about the best Remedy game. I said it was not a game for me. I thought it was boring.
Boo.
The story was intriguing.
Boo.
The gameplay I did not care for. I mean, I know, and that's probably kind of shocking. I didn't care for it. So
Fair enough. I
look,
love
everybody's
Control.
got a hot take. Neo has his about GoldenEye not being the
That's
best.
not a hot take.
The best FPS ever.
I never said that. It's the best shooter, first-person shooter on the N64. That's for sure.
And it's definitely better than Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark is better than itself.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, you said I was talking about Perfect Dark being the best first-person shooter on the N64.
No,
You're
I
like,
said GoldenEye.
oh, I
was
missed
the
that
best.
part.
Hang on, wait. I think I misspoke earlier. I actually do agree with Neo on this one. I said your name, but wrong, Ryan. I agree. Perfect Dark is better. But I'm curious,
Thank you.
why is it just because of the sale numbers, or
Oh, you're asking Ryan.
I'm asking Ryan, why is GoldenEye better than Perfect Dark?
Because it revolutionized everything.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I'm
I
not
agree-
arguing
I agree
that.
with that.
That's true.
And at the same time too,
It
Perfect
had
Dark.
DK mode. There you go. Enough said.
Perfect Dark had that too.
I had it first.
lose.
There you go.
Perfect Dark was basically probably one of the very first switch him out for a woman fucking thing ever.
And
Like
it's
Now-
seriously,
Now we're starting to get into this.
And
It's
it was
all
and
the
it
women's
didn't,
fault.
it didn't do it better. It made
do
it
it better.
worse. It was ass.
You haven't
That
played
shit
it. You
went-
can't say that.
He hates
Yeah,
it.
I've seen-
Her name is
I've seen the
Joanna.
game-
That's not a real name. I don't like this.
You haven't
a
played
woman.
it. No, you can't. Until you play it, you don't get to say whether
Actually, I
It's
can
bad
because
or
I've seen
not.
the gameplay, dude. It's not better.
it is.
It's
The
at
gameplay
least
is the
not.
same.
Hold
It's
on,
got
hold
better
on, hold on
mechanics.
a
At
second
least
here.
the
I've
same
got to
as
pull a red
GoldenEye.
card
Wait,
on you,
wait,
Neo.
wait, you
Red card
can't-
on Neo. If you can't do that, then you can't say anything about Breath of the Wild. Then
I said I didn't say that it
But-
was
but-
bad. I prefaced that I hadn't played it. I just said that I'm not as intrigued to play it because they went in a different direction.
red card. Red
I'm
card.
not saying that it's no. My other games are better than it. But
Actually, no. You don't
I
get a
played
red card. You get a
hun-
yellow card. You get a yellow card.
That's fair. I played hundreds of hours of GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. Okay, I played lots of hours of both, so I can say because I've put enough time into both of them.
Ryan, you also
I
get a
think I
yellow
do-
card because it's funny.
If you're
That
going
works for me.
strictly by
I'm all right with
revolution,
it.
like impact for gaming, then yes, I if it's strictly impact for gaming and sale numbers, definitely GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye had a
No doubt
way
in that.
bigger impact on console first-person shooters, and it was revolutionized it. But they took everything they did in GoldenEye and they stepped it up and built on it for Perfect Dark.
Congratulations.
Mechanically, it's a better game.
Congratulations. They stole an idea and they
It's not
piggybacked
stealing.
off
It's the
it.
same studio. They're working with what they already built.
It's a different team that made it.
It's the same team. They made it
No,
like a
you-
couple
you-
years later. It's
Just-
Rareware. It's the spiritual
Hold on
successor
now.
to
Hold on
GoldenEye.
now. Hold on. Do you think
But
just
that's
because
Grok.
one team made one game through a studio and another team made
It's
another,
built on the same engine.
Are you asking Grok? We gotta ask Grok. That's how we settle.
do you think all black people look like Neo?
No.
I watch the NFL. I need their jerseys
Oh my
on.
god.
I piss him off so much, and we're still friends. That's why I love this.
This is nerd fighting. I like.
Yeah,
Neo,
pretty
it's
exciting.
fine.
Nerd
It's
fight,
really-
it is.
it's
But
really-
we've
Neo,
done-
if you think all black people look alike and they make
don't!
the same music, that's fine.
I don't. I know the difference between one black person and another black person.
Now the Asians, they can't tell each other apart.
That is much more difficult.
Yes.
Getting back on track.
Is it really good? We're gonna be back on track after
Because
this.
we get on this tangent literally like almost every episode.
You started, dude. You
You
started.
started it.
I just said I didn't care for Control, and you went for a golden eye. Like
I
a
didn't bring up
antagonist.
GoldenEye. You did. I never
You're
said
great.
anything about GoldenEye. But I do love Control. It's my favorite Remedy game. And I played it once. I'm looking forward to playing it again. I can't wait for Control 2. All right. Anything else on Control?
Nope. Nope.
All
I
right.
think the audience has been like, going, holy shit, for long enough.
Hey, Crazy Landlord's here. What's up, Crazy Landlord? Good to see you, buddy.
Laszlo. That's what I call him.
Laszlo, yeah, from GTA. So
Yes.
that's actually a perfect segue into my answer for this question because one of them is not specifically Laszlo, but the franchise he's from. I bought into GTA 4 only because of all the hype, and I bought it. Like, I could go back and look, but probably like a week or so after it came out, and I played a crap load of it. I got the achievement for killing all the pigeons. I put a lot of time in GTA 4, and that game is so freaking boring. I do not like GTA 4, and someone's like, you'll like GTA 5, so I started playing GTA 5. I'm like, this is just more of GTA 4, so I just don't like GTA, like the franchise. Someone's like, oh, you should try Red Dead. I'm like, that looks even more boring than GTA, so that is probably my hot take, but that is like my number one answer is like basically all the Rockstar games. I have like no interest in them. Everyone like rants and raves about how good they are. They're well-built games. I will give them that. I just find them so boring and they're not for me, and I could not get into them. Let's see here. GTA 4 came out in April 29, 2008. A few months later. No, that's when I finished it. When did I get the first achievement? I got the first achievement in May of 2008. So literally like a couple days after it came out.
I love GTA 4. That was a good one.
So GTA would probably be my number one answer. My number two answer is one that Felix Santos mentioned in chat. He says Hollow Knight. Same here, especially since I'm a huge fan of Metroidvanias. Everyone's like, oh, you got to play Hollow Knight. It's one of the best ones ever. I hated that game for years. I wrote a very lengthy review on GameShelf about it. And I actually talked to Tyler. I was like, hey, because the review box is really small, I was like, you should make this bigger. So if you're going to write a big review, you can actually see it. And he actually updated the website like a couple hours later. I wrote a lengthy review on everything that I don't like. I gave it like a 6 out of 10. So it's not bad. It's just, I hated Hollow Knight. The beginning of the game is just so much of a slog. I have finally just this year, I was like, it took me 3 times to actually get through the whole game. I started it back in 2021, played it for like 6 hours, hated every second of it. I'm like, I'll come back to this later. Started it again in like February of 2 years later, in like February of 2023. Started it over, played it for about 6 to 8 hours, hated every second of it. And then this year, because of Carl and Angry Canadian Nice Challenge, we get bonus points for playing games that you hate. So Hollow Knight was one of my hated games. I was like, all right, I'm going to play through it. I don't have all the achievements, but I have beaten it. I got the 112% achievement. So I have like 56 out of the 63 achievements. Finally, after I got like 20 to 30 hours in the game, I stopped hating it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. So it's nowhere near the top tier of Metroidvania games for me. I'm in the process of ranking every Metroidvania I've ever played. It's in the middle. I don't hate it now, but I don't love it. It's very mid for me. But that is another one that everyone loved that I could not get into.
Sorry, are there other Metroidvania games that are that long? 'Cause I can't think of.
It is. I didn't have a problem with the length. And you can clip that. That is definitely a longer Metroidvania than most. I would say a lot of the average is like 15 to 25 hours. 112% playthrough was like 80 hours. And that's not even including beating it in the Steel Soul mode, which means beating it without dying. And there's an achievement for getting 100% in Steel Soul mode, which I'll probably never do. And there's achievements for beating it under 10 and 5 hours, which I will probably never do. So I would say for 100%, it's an easily 100-hour plus game. But
I agree with that.
I haven't played it yet, but it is on the backlog. Some other lengthy ones that I've heard from people who have played it that I've heard are good, but I haven't played them yet, so I can't say. After Image, I've heard is a beautiful game, but it's very large. And another one is Eterna Noctis, also very difficult, beautiful game, very large, very lengthy game. So those are probably the two that come to mind that are also quite long, like Hollow Knight. So fortunately, Hollow Knight is very cheap. I do own it. It's $15 full price. I bought it for 50% off at $7.50. So I do own it. I do own. Someone gifted me Silksong on Steam, but my main platform is Xbox. So I will play Silksong at some point. I'm just not in a rush to play it. I will buy it eventually as well. Since shout out to Team Cherry with all the work they put into that game, and it was the second coming of Christ when it came to Metroidvanias.
And they only made it $20.
$20. Cheer! Props to them. That is crazy that they only made it $20. I will buy it.
To be fair, it's like a team of like 5 people. They were already millionaires after the first game.
Very small game. But I will play it. It's just I'm not in any rush because I wasn't a big fan of Hollow Knight. Phoenix says, Neo, you'll love Silksong. It's like Hollow Knight, but up to 13. That's not really a ringing endorsement for me since I didn't like Hollow Knight that much.
Silksong's I would call it for what it is, and it's a masterpiece. I think it's an incredible game. But I get why people like when you break down why you didn't like Hollow Knight. I totally understand.
People like, was it the combat and the difficulty? I was like, no, I didn't have a problem with that, except for like one fight, and that was very, 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 very late in the game. I didn't have a problem with that. It was just a bunch of the mechanics of the game just pissed me off. So Phoenix says, Neo, the wife 100% at Hollow Knight, you can't let a mere woman beat you. That's funny. Now, when you say 100%, did you get all the achievements or just get the 100% collectible achievements? Because I did the 112%, but I don't have all the 100% of the achievements for like the speed runs and the Steel Soul mode. So curious on what you mean by 100%. Because some people 100% means the 100% achievement, but some people like myself don't consider 100% until I've gotten all the achievements. So and with that, Nerd Take says Death Stranding for him. I couldn't get into that game. I haven't played it. I don't have any desire to.
I don't understand why it's like it was a game of the year contender. Besides,
I don't understand it either. And I've seen the videos and the mechanic.
Our friend Tyler loves that game to death.
And I guess
you got to play the definitive edition. I guess the one that actually removes all the nonsense and makes it a game. That's why I think a lot of people say is like the way to play it.
So
cinematic though.
It's a beautiful game. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't mind the creepiness. It's just that I want to replay it eventually because I just picked up the second one used, so I need to like work on okay, let's see if I could go back and I'll play it again.
So Phoenix says, talking about what we were talking about earlier, says, I can't tell which is which, and I'm Asian, talking about not telling Asians apart. That's hilarious. And Canadian says,
but he's Asian, so he's allowed to understand Asians. You're white, and you hate all black people.
You're putting words in my mouth. I never said that.
Just giving you shit.
I know, you're just...
It's all right. Just remember, Ryan couldn't afford Hugo Boss for his costume this year, so he had to go with
That is true. That is true.
So Phoenix clarified he did
my heart goes out
achievements, to you. which is 100% in my book. That is mad impressive. I hope that I'll be able to 100% it someday. I just don't know that I ever will. But that is mad props to the Mrs. Phoenix Santos for 100%ing Hollow Knight. And so part of our challenge, like I said, you get bonus points for beating games that you hate. We had to pick a list of 5 games at the beginning. Angry Canadian has beaten 3 of them. He's only got 2 left. So that's mad props. Hollow Knight's the only one on my hated list I've played. And Crazy Landlow says Red Dead is better than GTA, but old GTA is better than modern GTA. I will agree with that part. I did like the old top-down GTA better than modern GTA.
Oh, I don't fully agree with you on that one.
I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying I enjoyed it more.
Is it because one of the GTA games has modern GTA games has a black guy?
Does it? I don't know.
Yeah, you can play as a black guy, one of them. That's the one Neo refuses to play.
I
He's
never
like,
said I refuse.
a black guy from Cali?
I'm just not a fan of it. Phoenix says I give Neo the Asian hate card. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
but he doesn't have a black hate card, and apparently all black people look alike.
I never said that. I can tell black people apart. Carl,
I get two, depending on the jersey they're wearing.
That's a good one.
no.
Carl, all right. You wrap us up for what were we talking about?
Games everyone loves, but you don't.
You couldn't get into. Thank you. Yes. Go ahead and bring us home on this topic.
Mine's the easiest one. I feel like it's just too easy, but I never was a fan of the Last of Us series. I don't understand why people look at it like the second coming of Jesus himself.
Yeah.
In video gaming. I've played the first one multiple times. I think it's just okay at best. There's some good combat and stuff in it. But like the second one, I don't understand the love for the second one. You know, just take out
I don't
all the outside noise and just like look at it for what it is. It's just like it's one of the games I hate, and I'm trying to replay it, and I'm just like, oh, this writing is just so bad. And
was this on your hate list for
it is on my hate list. I tried. I'm literally trying to play this, and I'm like, this is a nightmare. Like I would go back and play Death Stranding and probably be able to get through it. But I've tried so many different times to look at Last of Us objectively and just go like, okay, there's got to be something there. And I'm just like, no, I can't get over it. It's a really great game, like from a mechanics-wise standpoint and everything else like that. But then it just is like such a really, how can I say this? Red Letter Media is how I go to for how I describe this game. So like Red Letter Media will watch like these really crappy vanity straight to VHS 80 movies. And like I remember one episode they were doing. I don't remember the name of the movie that they were doing, but it looked like somebody wanted to make like the A-Team but put in no effort at all. So it's just like these dudes that are just running around like linking up with people, fighting and moving on. And they're like the entire time they're going like, why are they doing this? And it's like, well, if they don't do it, the story doesn't progress.
That's like if you've ever watched the YouTube channel Pitch Meetings, it's like, oh, why does this happen? It's like, so the story can continue. It's like,
Yeah.
that makes no sense, but it's what I wrote. And it's like, all right.
And that's what I feel like when I look at The Last of Us 2. Like The Last of Us 1, like the story is more cohesive and it like makes sense. So like it, even though there's like some parts I go like I wince at and go that's kind of stupid or some inconsistencies, it makes sense. And then we go to The Last of Us 2, and it's just like did everyone just like get a dose of like radiation and power lines at the same time? Did like the collective intelligence like just plummet with everyone, and they somehow managed to like rebuild a civilization out of nothing? And it's just like what it is. I'm just sitting here like, why are they doing this? Why are they being so dumb? Why is the pregnant woman going out on a mission and no one's saying like, no, heavenly pregnant woman, stay back? and it's just like the biggest problem I have with like a game is when you start over questioning the story, it just can destroy the game for you. Even if the gameplay is relatively good, like it could just destroy it. Because there's a lot of games that have like mess stories that I like the gameplay, like Days Gone, for example. That story is stupid. But the gameplay is so fun, you can just ignore it. But The Last of Us, it's like they heavily focus on the story. And so many people, like, bought that game, loved that game, praised that game. I have a friend that loves Last of Us 2, and I go, like, how? How could you like this? You know?
I've never played either, but everything I've ever heard about it was the story's amazing. It has nothing to do with the gameplay.
Yeah, a big part of the problem was that they got a big dose of Anita Sarkeesian, and that's why the story is ass. Again,
Was that around that time when she was?
No, she was actually actively involved. Neil Druckmann said so. Also, at the same time, this comes from Naughty Dog, the studio that produced Uncharted, Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, and then they went to a little different direction. So, yes, they can make good games, but when you're captured ideologically by a fucking lion bent and a grifter, yes, a true grifter, fuck her. She's a sexist hustler and she just hates men. So
I,
that's what you get.
I won't just go that far. It's just
Oh,
it's
it
just
is
a,
that
it's
far,
just
though.
another
That's
it's just
who
a
Anita
story that's
Sarkeesian
just
is.
not that good to a lot of people, and that really love
That's
it.
who Anita Sarkeesian is, and she helped write the story. That's the problem, dude. That's the problem.
I don't think it really mattered that much. It's just a bad story to me. But like I said, it's beloved by a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just the truth of it. We can hate it for different reasons. We can not like
I
it.
don't know. I don't know
But
anybody that loves the story. I got to be honest, dude.
I do.
Oh, there's
I
a
know a
lot of
lot of
people.
normies. It won many awards, Ryan, even with the fan voting awards from the Golden Joystick.
Yeah, I mean, it can win all the awards at once, but awards are captured too. I mean, look at Hollywood. I'm
Yeah,
just
but
saying, like
it-
it sold like what 10 million copies in its first weekend, and then how many million copies did it sell after?
I don't know. I didn't look into those numbers. I don't have them on me. But Horizon Zero Dawn is another game that I think has
Another
an
one that
absolutely terrible story because it comes down to AI released Superwoman into caveman time, and she's smart. But the gameplay is great and fun, and then like that sold like 45 million or 40 million copies according to the last Sony data.
the first game did really well, and then you get the second game, which kind of got captured again, and it went.
It didn't get captured; it was already captured. You played the first one. It's
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but at least they didn't make her frumpy. Like the actual actress that was
no, she was a
involved.
bitch in the first game, and she was frumpy in the first game too.
Well, she wasn't, dude. She wasn't like second game frumpy. Come
She
on.
was frumpy in both games.
I mean, well,
I haven't played them,
it's
but
a
I've seen
tribal
them, and I'm with Ryan on
game.
this one.
It's a tribalistic game. You're not going to be extremely pretty. You can have pretty attributes, but the second one, they made her face like all puffy, and she looked like fat. Like
No,
she
that's
gained
not
like 20
100%
pounds.
true. Those are edited photos. I played the second
No,
one. It's not that bad, man.
it's that bad.
It's not. I vehemently disagree, and I don't like that game. And I will say
I
it's
don't
not
like the
that
game.
bad.
But you also don't think that Anita Sarkeesian had anything to do with The Last of Us 2, and she did.
No, she
openly
did.
stated
I
she
just
did.
think that she also had a lot of hands in a lot of other studios. I
Yeah.
think it's just attributing more to her power when the truth is the devs fully believe in what they support. I always go with that statement. It's like you can't attribute like how can I say it's like when we talk about something else. It's like either like everyone in like this industry believes and thinks a certain way. So then what are like people like other companies really doing there? That's what I always say to people. Like if they're all true believers and they all think and act the same way,
Well,
then what do these people even really do to like change the story and stuff,
Well, the thing is that they're not all true believers. Most people will do anything do anything they can to save their job because they feel threatened by an ideological wave that overwhelms them.
So I'm saying is Neil Druckmann like the head of Naughty Dog have more impact, or does Anita Sarkeesian? Which one do you think has more impact?
Anita Sarkeesian worked hand in hand with Neil Druckmann, so that's
Well,
why the game
who,
changed.
like I said, who has more power in that studio?
She does.
No, it's Neil Druckmann.
Well, that's not true because he let a woman overpower him with her ideologue.
He was always an ideologue, though.
Maybe you might be right. You might
I'm
be very
right. I'm not. I'm
But
right.
the
I
thing
know.
is,
I'm
though,
right.
is that Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, and Neil Druckmann was still a part of Naughty Dog. Those games were successful and awesome.
I don't think he was the lead writer on those either. He didn't take
That
over till The
remains to be
Last of
seen.
Us.
I don't know about that, but
I do.
I'm just.
That's what I'm saying. I do.
I mean, we can Google it if you want.
Yeah, Neil Druckmann took over for The Last of Us. That was his first big shot. He worked at Naughty Dog going back to Jack and Daxter days, though.
That was my impression as well. So
I think it was what's her name? I'm trying to remember her name off the top of my head. Who did the Uncharted series? Really, really respected female dev too.
Hennig.
Yeah,
Hennig.
Amy Hennig. There you go. I couldn't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I had it in my brain a minute ago while you're talking about it, and then I forgot it when you mentioned it. So,
Yeah.
Dread Roberts is in chat. What's up, Dread Roberts? Haven't seen you in a while, but good to
Hey,
see you,
buddy.
buddy. Neil is also a big ideal. Yeah, he admitted on stage his intentions to destroy Naughty Dog. Yeah, pretty much. And to clarify, Landlow, when he said old GTA games, he meant the PS2 ones, not the original ones. So just
Yeah.
I meant the original ones, but he meant the PS2 ones. Those are, pretty much everyone who are big GTA fans. Pretty much everyone loves those universally. So.
Yeah. Amy Hedrick wrote the Uncharted games.
Okay.
So.
One through 3, and then after 3 she was forced out.
Well, it also kind of proves my point then that, quite frankly, that
Neil Druckmann's based, and he hates women, and he kicked a woman out of the studio. There you go. Checkmate. I win. No, I'm kidding.
that's definitely not the point. It's that Neil Druckmann, well, he's Neil Cuckman. Yes, I understand who captured that phrase, but look, it goes to show that this is what kills video games.
Women. I agree.
Yeah, it's not women.
Well, hold on. Is that Nina Sarkeesian a woman?
She is a woman. Yeah.
Checkmate. I win.
She's an awful woman.
I put you in check 4 times, Ryan. Quit moving your king around, damn it.
White feminist. So Neo thinks all black people look alike, right?
That is true.
I
So he's
didn't
like-
say that ever.
He gets confused when he sees a white person on a basketball team. He's like, this breaks up the numbers here.
If I think all black people look alike, then Ryan thinks women is the downfall of all video games.
He does. He's admitted it so many times.
I do. I really.
All right, we're gonna move on to our next topic, and so this one, I actually.
Oh, I'm crying.
So next topic here tonight is from one of Jay Bongo's videos he put out a couple months ago, and I watched it. I'm like, ooh, that's a great topic for party chat. So since he's on, I was like, oh, I want to put that as a topic since he's
I
here.
got 2 tonight.
So he didn't suggest this as a topic, but I thought of this when I watched his video. I don't remember what video it was, but it was a couple months of video he put out, and he was talking about games that are like a 10 in gameplay, but like 5 in all the other categories. I'm like, oh, that's a great party chat topic. So we haven't talked about it yet. And I was like, oh, he's on. We're going to make that one of our topics for tonight. So, yeah, so that's the topic is what's a game that's a 10 in gameplay, but like a 5 or, mediocre in basically all the other categories.
Well, I can answer this easily. Days
All
Gone.
right, Carl, Days Gone?
Days Gone, easily.
So what is very mediocre about everything outside of the gameplay?
Well, let me see here. The story makes absolutely no sense. It is kind of weird and bizarre, like who Deacon is dealing with, all these like people. All the characters feel loose. Deacon himself just feels like a schizophrenic weirdo, just like going off all the time when you're driving around on his motorcycle. He's like, these damn zombies, and just like, okay, I'm cool. The cutscenes,
He's bipolar.
they're really weird cutscenes. So like they do like a pre-rendered thing where it's like, oh, here's a cutscene. Then you move like 5 feet, and then it's like another cutscene.
Oh, okay.
I hate that stuff so much. It just like messes with the feng shui, I guess you could say, of the game. And then on top of that too, it's just like the ending of the game is like really dumb. I don't want to spoil it, but I just like remember like the whole big like the whole big end goal, and it's like you meet these other group of survivalists, and it's just like I'm like, why are we being weird about this, guys? It's just it doesn't make any sense why like they're being secretive and stuff like that about stuff. And
Well,
it just didn't make any sense at the end of the day.
I actually agree with you. It takes away the one thing that motivates him through the whole entire game, and then they go, "Wait, just kidding," and you go, "Dude, what the? Are you serious?"
Just threw that out the window.
And like to get the true ending, which actually is cool, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then it's like, but it's like 5 seconds compared to like 40 plus hours that I put into this damn game to get the platinum trophy,
Okay.
It is fun, like to ride around on that motorcycle. The studio, Ben Studios, they're from Oregon, obviously. And a lot of that is Pacific Northwest, so it looks beautiful and gorgeous.
Oh,
Like
is that
the-
where the game takes place up there as
Yes.
well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like it's a lot of that Pacific Northwest vibes out there with like a lot of natural beauty. geysers, hot springs, forest, and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like if it wasn't for the gameplay, everyone would look at the story and be like, what are we doing here? Like a lot of people like make fun of Deacon for being like a weirdo, and I agree because he is pretty weird. Um, he's a famous actor too. I think Darth Maul.
Well, he voiced Darth Maul in Clone
Mark?
Wars.
Yeah,
yeah,
Ray
it's
Park?
Sam Witwer.
Sam Witwer.
and Whitworth.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
He
couldn't
was-
remember off the top of my head.
He
He
was
was,
Star Killer
the-
in Force Unleashed.
The Force Unleashed, yep. And
But-
he also actually played in Smallville. He was
Smallville, yep.
He was
Brainiac.
Doomsday.
Doomsday, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because I remember I played Force Unleashed, and then he showed up in Smallville. I'm like, I know that guy.
yeah. Sam Witwer is an incredible actor, and so I think the game is beautiful. Again, I talked about the fact that his entire motivation through the game was taken away at the end, and they went, "Oh, just kidding," and I'm like, "That sucks. That's lame." Like but I'm not going to spoil it. Anyway, long story short, they stole from The Walking Dead, riding around on a motorcycle because it looks cool in
Yeah,
Atlanta,
Daryl, yeah.
Georgia area, and the Georgia area, and maybe the southern states where there's not a whole lot of snow. Riding a motorcycle in the snow up a hill on a dirt road, this is just fucking stupid.
Yeah,
it's just
it's a
stupid.
Harley too. It's
Yes, like it's not a dirt bike. It's just stop.
I think it's just funny because it's like these zombies are attracted to sound, but everyone's like Sons of Anarchy all around this place.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it sounds like the whole game.
Yeah.
And then you like run into a horde and you turn around, you're like, it's
it's like surely they won't be able to follow me with my giant, Harley Davidson,
yeah, which you can hear a mile away.
which I cut off the exhaust to make it even louder, just
Louder.
because.
Oh yeah,
you know?
it's just straight pipes out the yeah.
Okay.
It's one of those ones where it's like you stop. It's not like The Last of Us where I'm questioning the story. It's like I just stopped caring and stopped thinking and just turned it completely off, because
Yeah, the Last of Us was actually my pick because again, I don't think it's an incredible game. I think it's a fine game. I think the second one sucks, but I don't know. Carl kind of like switched my gears to maybe I kind of agree with him that that's the worst.
yeah.
Okay. What about you, J Mongo? Since this was inspired by one of your videos, what's a game that you think is a 10 in gameplay but 5 in every other category?
I honestly can't remember what I said in the video, but
I don't remember either.
now that I'm thinking about it, even though the visuals for this game are really good, the Ninja Gaiden series, I think, as it does have great visuals, so it doesn't really count, I guess, but incredible gameplay. But the story is, meh.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking about it because that was actually on my list initially, but I was thinking games with it had to be more than just the story is bad, like bad graphics or other stuff too, bad music. But yeah, if it was just the story versus the gameplay.
Yeah, that's another question there. Yeah. Man, I really can't think of one. Maybe the first Borderlands. I remember loving the gameplay, but I don't remember too much about it, anything else about it.
I was thinking about the Borderlands games as well. They're not my answer, but I was thinking about that when coming up with answers for this topic because the gameplay is pretty fun. But
yeah, it really shows that while I think the point of that video I was trying to make was that gameplay is like weighted heavier than every other category, but the other categories are important to pushing that game to more memorable, iconic status.
Yeah.
So I maybe that's why I have been having trouble remembering this particular type of game because I just don't remember those as much.
Okay. So Ryan, did you have one, or were you going to say that it was Last of Us?
Yeah, I was gonna go with The Last of Us, but then Carl kind of
changed
switched
your mind
a little bit because again, I kind of started thinking about what he was saying and was like, as it processed, I was like, holy shit, this is just stupid. And so I'm gonna have to go with Days Gone.
Okay.
The Last of Us would be in, second in my opinion, but just and that was the thing that irritated me the most. The main character's whole point of doing what he's doing, you took it away at the end, and you would just went ah, and it was just ah. That's what it was. It sucked. It was terrible. It was stupid. I hated it.
I want to say shout out to Fred Durst for being one of the bad guys in this game too.
I didn't know that.
No, I'm just kidding. You know that schizo guy, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, I know this kid's yeah.
Oh,
It's called
okay.
Fred Durst. That's what...
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
So for me, I wrote down a couple of games that I thought were like great gameplay, but were lacking like every other category. So I'll kind of I got 3 here, and I'll kind of go from least known to most known. The first one I wrote down here is a puzzle game that probably most people haven't heard of called The Swapper. The puzzle mechanics in this game were fantastic. It was very difficult. Like I couldn't figure out a lot of the, not a lot of them, but there were some good puzzles in this game I could not figure out. But like the graphics were not memorable. There was almost no audio or music in the game. There was no story, basically no story. So it was like, that's the only thing that held the game together was the puzzle mechanics. And you could actually beat the entire game without getting any achievements because all the achievements were tied to finding these hidden terminals. Not that that played into anything on why I picked this game, but all the achievements in the game were tied to finding these terminals that you can't even see. You would have no idea they're even there unless you watched a video guide on where they're located. But it had great puzzle mechanics, and that was about it. So The Swapper, if you want a good puzzle game, and I would recommend it for the puzzle mechanics, but that's about it. And the premise of it is like you're like this astronaut stranded on like the space station or something, and you have this like gun where you can create clones and then swap which one you're controlling at a time. And it was really cool mechanics, but everything else was not memorable at all. So that was one of them. Another one pains me to say because I love this franchise so much and I had a lot of fun with this game, but Crackdown 2, it's more of like a Crackdown 1.5. It has the exact same map as the first game. It's just instead of fighting gangs, you're fighting zombies. They added some additional mechanics to the game that were awesome, like the thrust boots and the wingsuit. But there was not really much to set it apart from the first game, but I really enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, it had fun gameplay, just like the first Crackdown, but everything else was not very memorable. And then my number one here is actually the game I have more hours than any other game because the shooting and everything is great, but everything else in the game was very mid. But the gameplay was so good that it carried it so well that I played it more than anything. And that is the first Destiny. I never played Destiny 2, but the shooting and the gameplay of Destiny 1 was fantastic, but the story was very garbage. They actually scrapped it about 9 months before the game came out and started over on the story, which is why there's basically no story in the game at all. I've played it, like I said, more hours than any other game, and if I heard Destiny music, I'm not even sure if I could recognize it. It looks okay. It's not like it's a bad looking game, but it's not like it's terribly visually impressive or anything. Yeah, so my number one would be Destiny. So, all right. Oh, and Dread Rob says one never should have had a sequel, talking about Last of Us, I believe. And maybe a lot of the Pokemon games. I never cared for the storytelling, just like the monster taming and collecting. Carl, I know you're a big fan of Pokemon. Would you agree or would you disagree with that?
It all depends on what you're looking for.
So, I don't know. Maybe not a real answer for this for now, but that could be for you.
You could make the argument that any game made before a certain date is all about gameplay, and everything else is just, just dated technology.
And just because it's like an old game, I don't mark it off for having bad graphics or anything, because like some of my favorite games ever are on Super Nintendo. It's like, yeah, they look bad by today's standards, but they're still good for their time. And I talk about it constantly. Like my favorite Super Nintendo games of all time are Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3. and I definitely would, even though I play them for the gameplay because the gameplay is great. I don't care about the story in Mega Man at all. But the music is still fantastic, and the graphics look good for Super Nintendo games. So that's why I would not put those on this list.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
definitely.
And yeah, Jay Bongo's a big fan of Mega Man as well. So I'm glad to hear him agreeing with me on that.
Of course.
So Fred says they scrapped 2/3 of Destiny 1. There's missing 2-hour supercut of cinematics. Yeah, exactly. Same with the music. It got replaced. Yeah. The Traveler was evil. I did not know that. Speaker was evil and manipulated humanity for a long time. Yeah, I remember one of my most upvoted, because the reason I joined Reddit back in the day was for Destiny, to follow the current meta and follow what's going on with everything going on in Destiny. And one of my most upvoted Reddit thread posts ever was someone like, it was when the Taking King DLC came out on the first anniversary, and someone said, "Oh, the story's so much better than what came in the base game." And I said something to the effect of, there, I fix it for you by saying they actually added story to the game, because they're implying that there wasn't any to begin with, and that was like one of my most upvoted posts on Reddit, like, of all time. So, all right. So, all right. Next top. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I said we were going to skip this one, didn't I? Yeah. So, all right. Although that would segue well into that one, but we're going to skip that one. We'll probably do that one on the next episode. So we're going to finish off with our last topic for tonight. And as always, we are talking about our favorite games from whatever year we're talking about it. And tonight we're talking about 2014. So I'm going to stick with the newer format that I've been doing for this one, because I really like that one. So we're each going to go around and give our favorite game of 2014. And then after that, we'll go around and talk about any other games that we really enjoyed from 2014. So for me, my number one game from 2014 is the one I was just talking about. So that actually did segue well. Destiny came out in 2014, and it's the game that I put more hours into than any other game. I love this game so much. I still have one achievement left. So if anyone wants to help me get that achievement for beating the Wrath of the Machine rate on heroic difficulty, I still need that one achievement to get 100%. But yeah, that is definitely my favorite game from 2014. I'm not saying it's great, but it is my favorite, and I love that game a lot, which is why I put so many hours into it. So that is my favorite, but I got a few others from 2014 that I was a big fan of. So Ryan, what about you? What's your favorite game from 2014?
Wait, I thought it said 2013.
That was last week, but you weren't here for that one.
It was last year. You're correct.
It was last year. Okay, well then give me a second.
All right, Carl, what about you? What's your favorite from 2014?
My favorite from 2014 was Stick of Truth from
Stick of Truth. Okay,
the good old South Park game there, and
a turn-based game I actually enjoyed.
Yeah, and I did like the writing a lot in that one. I think it's one of Obsidian's best games that they made. And my other favorite game would be Dragon Age Inquisition. I actually did enjoy that game a lot.
Okay.
You bastard, that was one of mine. Even though I have problems with it.
It's okay. You can say that one if you want.
Yeah, I will. I'm just giving it a hard time.
Jay Bongo, if you had to pick one game for 2014, what was your favorite?
Probably 2014 and 2013 I just like moved overseas, and I didn't have like a console or a computer that could run games, so I was very much into my 3DS.
You don't have to have played it when it came out. You got to play it this year for the first time. As long as it came out in 2014.
It came out in 2014. That changes things. But what I was going to say was Smash Brothers 3DS.
All right. Crazy Landlord just did that in chat as well. Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS for me.
Yeah, playing that on the train.
Good pick. That's the one Smash Bros. I haven't played because I didn't have a 3DS or a Wii U. But if I had, I'm sure I would have enjoyed those ones. Okay. Ryan?
Yeah, so I just looked up what would work for me. I did enjoy Dragon Age Inquisition. It's not one of my favorites by far, but I understand. And I didn't realize this because I was very late to the party. Apparently Mario Kart 8 came out in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wouldn't know.
For the Wii U.
I played as Mario Kart 64.
Long life span.
I did not know that. Holy shit!
Mario Kart 8 would be your pick then for favorite?
Well, Dragon Age Inquisition in both of those because I've equally enjoyed both. So
okay, So, all right. So, Dragon Age Inquisition is going to be your first, and then Mario Kart. Any others from 2014 you were a big fan of?
Not really. I mean, Angry Canadian said Tomb Raider. I guess that was the reboot.
Uh,
The reboot was,
that
if
might
that's
have
true,
been.
it was fine. I did enjoy it. I'm gonna replay it on stream someday when.
Tomb Raider, the reboot came out in 2013, but maybe the definitive edition might have come out in 2014.
Okay, maybe that's what
Maybe,
he's talking
yeah.
about. So
The Xbox
But yeah, I
One
know
copy.
he's a fan of the recent ones. I have them. I just haven't played them yet, but I will play. Yeah, the definitive edition came out in 2014, but the original release of that game was in 2013.
Okay, yeah, kind of a shallow year for gaming.
All right, there was one year that I don't remember what year it was. I think it was like 2003, where I had like one answer. There was like no games. I think it was 2003, but there was one year where there was like only one game that I actually cared about, and Carl's like, "Oh, that was such a great year. He had like tons," and I had like one. So, if there weren't any games from that year, that's totally understandable. Everyone's
Yeah, I'm
got
looking
their
at
different
list
taste.
now. It's pretty sparse.
So,
a lot.
all right. Did you have any others, J Bongo, that you were a fan of from 2014?
I mean, not really.
Okay.
I played Link Between Worlds. That came out. I was in South Korea, and that came out in South Korea in 2014. Everywhere else, it came out in 2013.
Oh, okay.
So I could cheat a little and say Link Between Worlds, which is.
I'd let it slide since that's where you were when it came out at the time. So I'll let it pass. I've heard that's a great game. I haven't played it though.
It is really fun.
So, Carl, did you have any others that you wanted to mention from 2014?
Wolfenstein: The New Order.
That is on my list. I love that game. I talked about it earlier briefly.
I
played it, but it looks good. I've seen the gameplay.
Another game that I enjoyed later on, but I preferred the sequel actually a lot more, was Evil Within.
Okay.
Evil Within is literally just a Resident Evil 4 clone, straight to the T. If you, one game on this list I just saw because I forgot about it. Hearthstone.
Oh, okay. Is that still going?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I'm not a big World of Warcraft guy, but one of my best friends growing up, like he still plays it religiously. I still see him on Discord, always playing it. So me and him got into Hearthstone, and I enjoyed it because I'm like a TCG guy, and around this time I was still traveling the country to big tournaments. So
Hearthstone. I blame Hearthstone for making the TCG scene extremely Magic the Gathering derivative. Like I played Star Wars, the customizable card game made by Decipher back when I was a kid, and there's never been a card game like that since. Or Decipher had another one, Lord of the Rings, but I feel like most TCGs I look up, either online or physical, have there's some derivative of Magic the Gathering, and because Hearthstone was so popular, it spawned all sorts of different versions of it. Anyway, just wanted to throw that out there.
No problem. And then I got one more. I actually beat it this year that I really did enjoy, and that's
I got one.
Shadows of Mordor.
That is on my list as well. I love that game. I've 100%ed it twice, and I still have one more to do.
Yeah, I just beat it earlier this year, and I was like, oh, this is very fun.
Yep, that is on my list. I did the two Xbox One versions because there's the original game plus the DLC, and then there was the Game of the Year edition, which had all the DLC included. So I've done both of those. I bought the 360 version before the store shut down, so I still have the 360 version to do. But yeah, I love that game a lot.
I will say this though, shitty ending.
Yes.
It suffers from crappy ending syndrome.
Yes, and terrible last boss fight, if you could even call it that.
Yeah, that and Fable 2, right up there.
So,
I keep hearing about Shadows of Mordor. Like, is it on Steam?
Yeah,
probably. I would imagine that it is.
So, yeah, it's always on sale. I know that. I bought it on Xbox because I think they had both games for like
there it is.
$3.
Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor, not Shadows. That's where
Shadow of Mordor is the first one, then Shadow of War is the sequel. Both good, but I like Shadow of Mordor better than I like Shadow of War.
Our Shadow of War had like a much better story.
Dude, that shit is
I would agree with that.
80% off. $4.
Yeah, it
Buy
goes
it.
on sale, like steep sale.
Yeah, it goes on sale a lot. Rest in peace, Monolith.
If you want a good story that will beat out Rings of Power.
Everything beats out Rings of Power. I could beat my dick live on stream and beat Rings of Power.
I
Please
just
don't.
didn't bother with that one.
I didn't say
I'd
your
rather-
stream.
No, I just no,
I could start an
please don't do that
OnlyFans,
anywhere. I
and
guess that's
I'd
true.
probably get people who would pay me money to put my clothes on.
Yeah, dress up like Osama bin Laden and eat
You
pork.
shut up, Carl. I don't want to hear from you.
All right, so yeah, Lords of Shadow of Mordor is on my list because I love that game.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Wolfenstein New Order, I really enjoyed that one. I did the Xbox version. I still have to do the Windows version. A couple other ones. Master Chief Collection came out in 2014, one of the greatest collections ever. Bad at launch, but it since has gotten really good.
I have yet to play it, so it's on my list.
There were a couple of really good 2D Metroidvanias that came out. Strider. I did the Xbox One version. I still have to go back and do the 360 version. And Guacamelee, the first one came out. And I actually like Guacamelee 1 better than I like Guacamelee 2. Both good games, but I liked 1 better. Just like Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War are both good games that I like the first one better. But I keep saying Lords because that's another one on my list, which I actually played this year. Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. I had heard from so many people that it's terrible. It's not a good game because I was a big fan of Lords of Shadow 1. And that was actually my first Castlevania game I ever played because I'm a big fan of hack and slash games. I heard that Lords of Shadow 2 is very different and not worth playing. I really enjoyed it because Lords of Shadow 1 was just a point A to point B level-based hack and slash game. And Lords of Shadow 2 is actually a Metroidvania with an interconnected map, and you can go back and forth between anywhere at any time. You can reach certain areas once you get new abilities, which I had no idea that was a Metroidvania because I've never heard anyone talk about Lords of Shadow 2 when talking about Metroidvania. It's like, this game absolutely qualifies. So I actually had a lot more fun with Lords of Shadow 2 than I anticipated. And so I really enjoyed that. I only played it this year for the first time. And then one other one, let's see here. Nope, that was all of them. So yeah, Destiny would be the first one because that's one I played the most. Probably Master Chief Collection would probably be my number 2 because I'm a big fan of Halo. So, but yeah, so a couple of people in chat had some favorite games from 2014, and Phoenix Santos said 2014 he loved the Banner Saga. I know of the franchise. I know nothing about the franchise though. Dread Roberts, unsurprisingly, says Dark Souls 2 boy because he's a huge fan of Souls games. I've only played Dark Souls Remastered, and I was not a fan. Did not like it. I put like 90 hours into it. I 100%ed it, got all the achievements because I'm a completionist, and if I can get the achievement, I will put myself through hell to get all the achievements. And the 1 hour I played of Elden Ring, I liked drastically more than the 90 hours I played of Dark Souls. And yeah, Crazy Landlow said Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. And your Canadian said Tomb Raider and Watch Dogs. I have that on the backlog, but have not played it yet. So, and Crazy Landlow said Master Chief Collection as well. They've updated since, and now it's got on Steam. It's got Steam Workshop support. So, yeah, that's a great collection, and that goes on sale often as well. So you can get a great collection of first-person shooters for really cheap. All right. Well, with that, that'll be the end of tonight's party chat. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll go around the horn here real quick and let everyone say their goodbyes. So thank you for joining us tonight, Jay Bongo. What do you got going on over on your channel that you want to shout out?
Yeah, I'm recently getting into streaming. The prime time slot of 4:45 a.m.
I was just gonna say I went to bed at like 3
Nice.
o'clock the other night, and I saw you were streaming. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this guy streams at crazy hours.
Yeah, probably not. I've been trying to do it every weekday. Probably not tomorrow because otherwise I'm not going to get any sleep, and kids get up early and things like that. But yeah, I'm getting into streaming. If you miss it, I try to post clips throughout the day, and I'm doing it on multiple platforms: YouTube, X. So YouTube, X, Twitch, and Kick. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing it all out there and seeing what sticks. So follow me on YouTube. That'd be helpful. And X. Those two probably the most important one.
And
if you like to talk about gaming discussion and game design philosophy.
Yeah, I definitely want to get you. Open Mic is on a bit of a hiatus right now, but it's not gone. I definitely want to get you back on to talk some more stuff because he's a great dude to chat with. And there were things that we ran out of time. It's like I have more things that I want to talk to him about, but we ran out of time. So, and he's a big fan of Metroid. He's playing through Metroid Prime 2 right now, which is I like pretty much on par with Metroid Prime, except for when Metroid Prime came out, that gave it that is I think Metroid Prime Remastered is my number 3 game of all time. And the one thing that put it up, even though I appreciate the facelift and the better graphics, but the one thing that makes it so much better is the modern control scheme. Makes it so much better than the original game. Yep. So, yeah, go check him and playing Metroid Prime 2 at like 4:00 in the morning. So, thank you for joining. Always great chatting with you. And like I said, I look forward to chatting with you again. And next time we chat, we'll probably be able to talk about Metroid some more. So
sure.
Ryan, you got anything going on? Or are you too busy for YouTube right now?
I'm trying to get back into it. Jay, good to meet you. Good to be on with you, stuff like that. So, usually on Thursdays, I'm on with the 40K Empress, but I can't be on this Thursday because picked up an extra shift for extra money because there's money to be made. It's time and a half, whatever. So anyway, I want to get back into gaming and stuff like that. I need to figure out the StreamYard's crap, or if they're not going to fix it, maybe an alternative. I don't like Restream because you have like these piggybacking thing. It's just it's a mess. But I want to get back into gaming and stuff like that. So I do need to finish playing Ace Combat 5. I was that close to
5 or 6. I thought you were playing 6.
7.
Oh. We were both wrong.
I'm so tired. I am so tired. I'm always tired. Like there's always something to be done. Like I said at the beginning of the stream. So Ace Combat 7. I want to finish it. And I just want to, be able to relax again and play some video games. And so we'll see where I pop up here and there. Follow my Twitter, because I don't call it X, at LG2076 News.
Twitter's still a better name.
Yeah,
Twitter is always a better name. And I like Elon Musk. So anyway, you'll find out where I am and stuff like that. So anyway, long story short, great to be back with Neo and Carl. No, I'm kidding. Carl's a great guy, and Jay, definitely thank you for being here. And just always remember, GoldenEye is better than Perfect Dark.
No, it's not. Carl, what do you got going on?
I'm getting over being sick, but I have uploaded some Steelbook collection videos, unboxings, and stuff like that. So if you want to check out some of my collection, you can go on there. It's more evergreen content on my channel. But besides that, been doing some shows, weekly updates where I go over gaming news and alternate between a couple guests. This week, Angry Canadian is going to be the co-host.
Nice.
So we're going to be doing that this week. I got a bunch of news stories lined up and everything else. It's already posted up there. Tomorrow, I'm also going to go back to game streaming a couple nights this week because I've been sick, so kind of taking it easy. This is my first time, doing a stream in over about a week, holidays and then getting sick. So tomorrow we are going to be streaming a game called Scarlet Hollow from the creators of Slay the Princess. This was another game that they've been working on a lot, so I'm looking forward to playing this because Slay the Princess was an absolutely amazing game and won my backlog game of the year last year, so looking forward to that. So that'll be tomorrow night and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. And then next week, we debut a new show with Mr. Neo here. It's going to be called Backlog Battling. So that's going to be the first announcement for that. And that will be pretty much every Wednesday going forward. And then obviously we're taking off for the holidays. But beyond that, check out other shows I'll be doing that are called Legacy Loading, where I sit down with a guest and we review old episodes of G4 Icons right now. I got about 15 episodes in the can covering from different topics from people like Gunpei Yokoi, known for being the father of the Game Boy, Doom, the ESRB when that was created, and many, many other fun topics there too. So if If you were looking forward to learning more about video game history from the devs themselves and people of that time, I know, Neo, we had like a fun joke with the Zelda one with Cliffy B popping up there looking like Fred Durst.
Yep. That when you said Fred Durst earlier, I thought you were referencing Cliffy B from that video.
Yeah, so basically, check that out. We will be doing more pre-recorded videos in the future. I've been doing one a day because the holidays are here. So that means we're going to be off the final 2 weeks of the year for live streaming, but we'll have a lot of regular content, collection videos, and so on and so forth.
And do you want to tell anything about the show that we're starting, like what it's about next week?
Yeah, so
wraps.
Well, my wife just pulled up, so my dog's about to freak out. Long story short, elevator pitch. Going over each video game that we're playing every week and going into in-depth details about them, so on and so forth like that. Instead of just like the quick go, like, what are you playing this week? Oh, I'm playing this game. Oh, thank you. Now to the main topic.
So, yeah, we'll be just chatting about whatever we're playing and going into depth about it. So, looking forward to that. So, all right. As for myself, yep, we'll be doing Metroidvania Monday. Like I said, I just finished Prince of Persia: Lost Crown last week. I didn't want to start a new game last night for Metroidvania Monday, so I just did a bunch of Metroidvania demos, and that is because the next game in one of my favorite franchises of all time comes out this week, Metroid Prime 4. This is the first game I pre-ordered since Destiny 1 in 2014. I'm such a huge fan of Metroid. I'm playing it. I don't have the highest of hopes for it, but I'm going to be streaming that on Thursday. I'm going to go, once I get up in the morning, I'm going to go pick it up, and then I'm going to stream it that afternoon. So I'll be starting Metroid Prime and doing probably like a 4 or 5 hour stream on Thursday afternoon, Metroid Prime 4. I'd probably go, for a lot longer than that, but on Thursday night, Dude and I are doing our next episode of Achievement Chasers, where we're talking about what we achievement hunted over the course of November. And then going forward, Metroidvania Monday is going to be Metroid Prime 4 until I beat it, however many weeks that takes. So, and then, next week I'll be starting backlog battling with Carl over on his channel on Wednesday. So, chose not to be stingy this time around. Yeah, and I didn't think I was going to be able to buy it because things are very tight right now, but I realized like I have, when you can set up your card so that whenever you buy stuff, like a few cents goes towards, not necessarily like saving, but like goes over to like, so for me, whenever I use my card, it gives me like 1% back on my Apple Cash card. I was like, oh, I've got enough money on there, so I'm using that to buy Metroid Prime 4. So nothing's actually coming out of pocket. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to buy it right now. So yes, I'm choosing not to be stingy right now because it is one of my favorite franchises of all time. And we've been waiting 18 years since Metroid Prime 3. So I'm very much looking forward to playing it. I hope it lives up to my expectations. I don't think that it will. There's a lot more information that just came out today from people who are talking about their hands-on time, which is not very encouraging. I think I'm still going to like it, but I don't think I'm going to like it. I think out of the Prime series, based on what I've read so far, I think it'll be my least favorite of the Prime series, but I think I'll still enjoy the game. But we shall see, because I'm going to be doing it only on stream for my first playthrough. So you can come join me and watch me as I play through Metroid Prime 4 starting Thursday, and then every Monday, Metroidvania Monday going forward until I beat it. So, but yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone in chat, for hanging out with us for episode 48 of Party Chat. We're almost at episode 50. Getting close. But we probably won't hit 50 before the end of the year, because the next one will be 2 weeks from now on the 16th. And then the next one will be on the 30th, which I doubt we'll be able to do. So probably episode 50 will probably be the first one of 2026, most likely. But thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us as we gaggle on about video games for many hours. And thank you guys on the panel, as always, for hanging out with me. And Jay Bongo, thanks again for joining us. And you guys all have a good night. We will see you all later. And as always, in the meantime, game on.
See ya.